Hello, everybody. We are the Lost Caravan RPG. We do one shots, we do mini campaigns, long running campaigns. If it's TTRPG, we pretty much do it all. Tonight, I super professionally remove a cat hair from my face. We are playing some Blades in the Dark. We're playing a Blades in the Dark hack called Glow in the Dark, which is specifically set after like a massive pre-war apocalypse that wiped most things out and irradiated a bunch of the world. We're not quite that far. We took a small detour, basically placing us about 13 years after current day, after the zombie apocalypse has broken out, and how we're looking at how people are dealing with life once things start to rebuild. Um, but before we get into that, we do have just a few announcements. First is that we do have two sponsors. We have HeroForge.com. It is the website where we make all of these super cool customized miniature models, and it's mostly where you can go and make super cool minis, which you can even paint there on the website. They're constantly adding new features. Like I think for October they added uh, was it Shinobi gear? They added like druidic bases. Didn't really add much Halloween stuff. Probably because they already have tons of Halloween stuff as it is. But you can use the link there in chat to not only make cool stuff, but it also supports us in the process. We use our link. We heckin' love you for it. Our other sponsor, as I kick up the you know if this is loud, resets my volume each and every time, which is Epidemic Sound. It is the site where we get all of our royalty-free sounds and sound effects from. It's a huge library of just any mix, match, and genre you could ever want. I specifically looked for zombie horror, and it gave me just a ton of tracks to choose from. But really, it's got anything. Uh, and once again, you can use our link there in chat. I can already tell it's loud to get a 30-day free trial to the entirety of the website. And at the end of the 30 days, if you decide you don't want it, if you don't need it, you can cancel it. It doesn't cost you a penny, but it supports us whether you keep your subscription or not. And we heckin' love you for it. Coming up real quick, tomorrow is Lancer Day. So, of course, we have some Lancer. We get to escape the circumstances that they put themselves in at the end of last session. I don't want to spoil anything in case you haven't seen it. Go watch the last session. The VOD is still up on Twitch. It was interesting and horrifying, and it was one of those sessions where the DM can just take their notes, organize them into a little pile, and just set them on fire. You'll love to see it. But other than that, coming up, we have some Merkborg on the 19th. We have this off the top of my head as I vamp and try to find the schedule. On the 18th, we have our second game of Through the Breach. It is a Weird West Arcana Punk type game, kind of based on like a tarot card system. There are no dice, but it is still super, super fun. It's based on the tabletop game Malifaux. It's the cast is great. The entire game is a blast. Um, like I said, we have Merkborg on the 19th, and we have the second game of Locus on the 20th. All right, that is more than enough out of me. I'm going to pass it over to the lovely casting crew in front of us, give them a chance to tell you who they are, who they're playing, and what your character did before the apocalypse, before the now time. Normally, as my mic falls off of its stand into my lap. That's cool. But we'll start immediately to my right with Dave.
Hey, I am Dave, Hangman's Gate RPG. I will be playing Sammy Grant, aka Roadkill. He was the mechanic that you avoided before the apocalypse, as he would take whatever parts were on hand and make them work. So come along with the apocalypse, and suddenly that's an important skill to have, and he's living his best life.
Heck yeah. Jim brings us words. That brings us over to Jason.
Hi, I'm Jason Fryer, writer, game designer, and general curmudgeon, Emmy Award winner, and finalist. Tonight I'll be playing Mama Texas, and she did a couple of tours in Afghanistan before collapse as a medical sergeant,
Absolutely.
basically trying to keep these people together in more ways than one.
Physically and mentally. And emotionally
Yes.
sometimes. Alright.
Well, she's the mummy honey badger, so these are her kids.
Alright. Brings us over to Kian.
Hello everyone, my name is Kian, pronouns they, them, theirs. On Twitter, I am at uptight_Sean. I will be playing Boots tonight, who looks a little bit different, a little bit more like the enemy in this session tonight. Prior to the apocalypse, Boots was pretty involved in the medical field on the experimental side, was involved in a lot of medical studies, had a lot of medical trauma growing up. And they were also a teacher full time, so this is all a very new world for them.
Alright. Over to Lonnie.
Okay. Hi guys, I'm Lonnie. Today I'm going to be playing a character. Her full name is Michaela Pembroke, but most of her tribe knows her fondly, hopefully, as Retro, because basically she's the girl that still to this day clings on to the world going back to normal, like, all of us are anyway in a real world. But, so she is still kind of like donned in her like pre-apocalypse kind of vibes and kind of trying to still cling on to that sort of stuff. She still has her phone, even though her charger probably broke like 2 years in. But before the apocalypse, she was probably a software engineer, and when the war started, she went into a bunker and she tried to stay in there as long as she could, but once it came time to going to search for resources, that's how she found these guys. So
Heck yeah.
that's me.
And then over to Sin.
Hey y'all, I'm Crimson Galaxy, that's Krimsin, because I'm not me without a little bit of sin. Today I'm going to be playing Helena Marks, also known as Snipe. She is a former park ranger who just had to do a lot to survive early on, went back home after being out in the forest, found her family, all dead, but still moving, and had to figure out how to survive from there. And since then, she's just been going around survivalist mentality, refuses to squander anything she comes across, and otherwise just trying to survive.
Aren't we all? And of course, I'm Andrew, your storyteller for the evening, and for most evenings around here, although you are going to see a bunch of friendly faces behind the GM's chair in the coming weeks, because we got a bunch of really cool people that want to tell a bunch of really cool stories, and we are here to support it. My mic stand broke, so now I'm just holding it.
Oh no.
It's one of those days. But I'm going to jump into just a little bit of scene setting here, and then we'll jump into the action. The 5 of you, survivors of the apocalypse, survivors of the zombie hordes, know that modern day life is quite a bit different than it used to be. Most survivors have to band together in tribes, gangs, communities, whatever you want to call them, in order to survive. Not only that, but everyone needs to stay moving. The undead, no matter how many you seem to put down, outnumber you 100 to 1 easily. So setting up roots anywhere they can find you not usually a very good idea. In fact, I think you've all probably seen the aftermath of those that have tried. Now, that doesn't mean that you aren't thriving in your own way. I believe that you have a small caravan of vehicles using what fuel you can scavenge. Yes, I know that gas goes bad after like, what is it, like 4 years? But you know, we're playing make believe. And what little fuel you can manufacture yourselves, because it is possible, if a very time-consuming process. Going from small suburban outpost to small abandoned settlement to finding stragglers or what's left of their supplies in the road, just doing what you can to get by. So, since you've been in the city, going from cover to cover, keeping yourself safe, one of you would have heard throughout the night an odd sound. Something underground, something that hasn't been active for a very long time, which is the metro system. Heard the rumbling and the grinding of wheels on the tracks. It was only for a few moments, it was gone. Which of you do you think heard that?
I feel like my character would be really excited to hear like a familiar sound from years ago that brings her back. So she'd probably like pop up right away and be like, okay, I'm gonna jinx myself if I say this, but was that a subway?
Boots would probably just kind of glance around at the rest of the group and sing, like kind of waiting to see if anybody else has anything to say. Just, I mean, I don't feel like the subways run anymore. Just gonna hazard a guess. Haven't heard one in the last 15 years.
Yeah, the commute probably isn't, as important anymore. Why would you hear that?
I
Then again-
definitely felt the ground rumbling, and that was weird. It may have been, unless we just had like a really miniature earthquake.
Roadkill can keep fixing the car that we have with what we've got. Can't
Imagine
someone
what-
theoretically fix a subway?
And imagine what I can find down there. I think there's no reason not to check it out.
Oh yeah, let's go down into a very dark tunnel with a bunch of zombies.
I mean, come on, Mama Texas. You're just gonna put us back together if we fall apart. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. We've survived a lot worse.
I don't know that it will be fine because, like, a lot of people were down in those tunnels before everything happened. There could be hundreds of them down there.
See?
I'm thinking that whoever turned it on probably had to take care of at least 10 or 15 of them. So we're already at an advantage.
Out the zombies could figure out how to get the subway going again.
And then the zombies probably took care of them, so we won't have to. It's a win-win.
Well, where we're at, if the train just passed through, the zombies are probably following it. So if we go down there, there probably shouldn't be any right in our immediate area.
That's a good point, Snap. I like it. In fact, maybe let's wait 10 minutes and then go check it out.
A little slower than a subway, probably.
Well, me and I did find some new newspapers that I could bind you guys up with.
They still make new newspapers?
Oh no, these things been probably around for 13 years. Don't worry about it.
All right, that makes sense.
Found a nice old like newspaper dispensing machine that was just sealed off with the elements. It busted open.
Just a slap bit of mold. Don't worry about it.
Mold is
mold.
good for wounds, right?
Yeah.
It's one of those herbs you put on.
Yeah.
Something,
It's like
something,
they're-
penicillin, something.
Something, something, something.
All right. So, well, actually, I'm not going to assume. I will put it to you. would you say that you've spent enough time in this city to get a decent layout? And if so, who do you think has done a majority of the legwork of getting the layout of the city?
I think I would probably have drove around in Flatline just to get a. That's the repurposed Medcat vehicle that I've been working on. So yeah, I probably have a decent idea of anywhere we end up at. Would drive through it for a little while first, just to figure out what's around.
I think I also would have done a little bit of scouting, but less driving around and more local scouting to see like which paths are clear to travel by foot.
Makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, if the two of you would both like to make the first skill checks of the game, which for anyone that doesn't know how Blades in the Dark works, everyone has a certain number of tips in various skills. They roll dice, they're taking the highest dice rolled, and they're trying to get sixes, or at least as high as possible. If you would like, you can push yourself, you can take stress and gain extra dice, and you can always, of course, ask for a devil deal.
Now, would you require this to be a trek, or could I interest you in a finesse because I would be stealthing around while doing it?
Prowl would be the stat for stealthing, but you get to determine what you use and get to describe how you're using it.
All right, I'll go prowl.
Okay, yeah, go for it.
2 dots means 3 dice, right?
2 dice.
Okay. 6 and a 4.
I'm
All right.
going to make sure. Yeah. So a 6, your highest dice, which means that is a success. Is a full success. No complications. You scout out the area, finding vantage points to give people an idea of the city that you're looking at. If any of you have been to Denver or any of the outlying cities, it's not quite New York, but it still, at one point, was a very populated. So you'd have plenty of tall buildings to scout off of. Seeing in the distance, small hordes of the undead just casually sauntering on by, not close enough to you to pay any mind. But yeah, I would say that if it came to a foot race out of the city, or if you needed to look for an exit, that you would have an automatic +2 dice to it.
World question. Are we dealing with slow zombies or fast zombies?
That depends on the time of day. In the sun, when the bodies are warm and heated up, they are slower. Their muscles don't react as quick. They're much more the shambling, stumbling undead. When it's cold and their bodies cool, they seem to just fire on all cylinders. What's left of their brain stems kick in, and they're much more quick, much more aggressive.
So going down in tunnels where it's dark and probably cool because it's underground. Great idea.
Oh yeah, I'm
Oh,
completely behind this. And when I say behind this, I mean I'm going to be behind you.
If you can find me.
But roadkill. But
So trick for driving around.
oh yeah, I mean it's up to you. Whatever skill you feel fits.
Okay. Well, that's a good one. It makes sense. Oh, 6 and a 4. Same roll.
Another absolute success. You, at the very least, if I don't know if you would be the kind to jot down like a rudimentary map or just keep it in your head, but very least, you have
It
a.
is. It is not to scale, but there is a map of like X here, and very haphazard. But I do have one.
Picture like little sticky notes on the windshield of all of the different cities that we've gone to with like little maps on them.
All right. So, have a way down into the metro system. You would also have knowledge of where to find a handful of exits should you need to pop out somewhere else. But that in mind, we're currently sitting about midday. You'll have plenty of time to scavenge, to prepare if you'd like to take it, or you'd like to head down now while the sun's still out. Choice is yours.
I'll probably get my usual prep done. Armor, ammunition, and medical supplies. And then I'm also going to light a candle. One of those old dollar ones. Just basically the St. Maria. Because we're going to need it.
So the way that gear works, you don't have to choose what you're taking. You just have 3 load. There are 3 items that you were just considered to have on you. You don't have to determine what they are, you just need to have them. If at any point you need to bump it into normal load, that gives you 5 capacity to take things, but it starts draining your supplies. And if you really, really need to dig heavy into your gear, you can jump up to heavy, which is 6, which means that you are burning through your supplies, but you have a whole array of tools and access. So with that in mind, is there anything that you would all like to do in final preparation?
A world question. Would radiation have a major impact here? So I've got anti-rads, is how it would be said. But I don't know if that would affect being bitten by a zombie in this world.
We can call that antiviral.
Beautiful. So then Boots would just kind of turn to the group. I've got some antivirals and an EMP grenade if anybody thinks that we will need that down there. I can't imagine the grenade would be super helpful since we're trying to get on a moving train, but it's an option if we need to stop it very quickly.
I'd sure do it.
And see any
In
reason
a
not to take a
tunnel,
grenade.
though, it might just, fill out of smoke and.
I mean, we've got like a 5-second time to sprint away if we needed to. We're already going down against at least 275 zombies, given that the people who went down there, as Roadkill said, took away a couple of them. Pretty decent odds.
Have a specific number.
I'm just going to take a guess, but if anybody wants to bet on that, I will absolutely bet you something.
Well, I hope it's not that bad, so I will definitely take that bet just to be hoping on the safe side.
All right. What are you going to offer up?
Whew. How about I go hunting for you? Get you something good to eat.
I prefer things a little bit on the raw side, just to keep in mind, but I'll go ahead and take that bet.
Like brains?
Sometimes the hankering is there, but I've done my best to prevent indulging, so, no need to call anybody out, okay? And you can see that Boots kind of adjusts their jaw, and half of their smile and up into their cheek is kind of rotted away from their exposure to this zombie virus during medical trials, and so they kind of like adjust their jaw awkwardly and like kind of look away, feeling a little bit put out.
I mean,
I didn't need to actually be offensive.
That's completely fine by me. Back in the day, cow brains were some good eating.
It's true. Very true.
Boots will offer Boots, this is an excuse for Kian to show off their costume. Boots is going to offer up their nail-studded baseball bat. You can have it for a day to take swings at whatever it is that you want to. That's not us, obviously. But that is what Boots will offer up. They are very, very protective of this nail-studded baseball.
Right. That's an interesting weapon. I like that. That'll deal some damage.
It certainly does.
Of course, a zombie killing weapon, you'd probably drive the nails all the way through so you had spikes out, but in our world, that would be super dangerous to have around the house.
I'm not gonna lie, it's a second iteration. In case anybody in the chat was wondering, I definitely crafted that myself. It is real nails, and so the second iteration of it, after I paint everything, will have point nail ends jutting out of the sides, but didn't have time yet to get to that second iteration. So I'll make sure it features in another game somewhere so that everybody can see the final product.
Nice.
All right.
So yeah, all I'm gonna bring with me to start is my bow that I can carry for free, and ammo, which I assume can be arrows.
Yeah. In an apocalypse, a bow and arrow would be very, very handy.
Hoop, if it is a big weapon, does that take 2 spots? Is that what it is? Just stolen.
So, like, if you wanted to bring a big weapon, you'd mark off the ballistic weapon or primitive, whatever it is, and then mark off the big spot. So it would technically count as 2.
Okay, just making sure, because my bat is two-handed, in my opinion, so, which qualifies it.
Two-handed doesn't mean big. Big is like big.
Flamethrower.
Bazooka or something.
I remember reading it in the manual that it does qualify, because I was like, damn, I'm gonna think about that. But if everybody says it's one item, beautiful, I'll take it.
Alrighty then. So,
Oh, and glow sticks and lights.
very handy. I don't have to ask if any of you have dark vision, because you're all humans.
Yeah.
I can take night goggles.
You shush.
Alright, so I do have to mark big for my bow, though, so I suppose I will have to go with a medium loadout, just in case.
You're jumping up to this mission already costing 1 extra supply. But it sounds like you were all prepared to head down now as opposed to waiting till dark and then heading.
Yeah.
yeah.
Retro probably is sitting there like as soon as she heard that subway, she's probably like itching to try to get down there. So with all you guys like talking about prep, she'll just be like, the train's gonna be so far away by now. Like, how many stops do you think it can make after they restarted it?
Alright. So,
Interesting thought.
it's the metro entrance closest to where you had heard these noises. Who would you say is in the lead?
I would be driving Flightline there, so if there's anything between us and there, I would just drive over it. So.
Oh yeah, I assume that you can get there, no problem. With the groundwork that the two of you laid, this is more staring at the stairs, descending into pitch black darkness. Who wants to take that initial plunge?
Honestly,
making a
Retro.
Yeah, I was going to make an assumption. Who's
Yeah,
going to stop
she's-
Retro from running into the dark?
So the funniest thing is that because of the trauma, she's paranoid, so she's gonna be very, very like prepared. Any other sound other than a subway, she's gonna jump, but she wants to get eyes on that subway. So yeah, if nobody's holding me back, I'd probably just start walking down the stairs.
Hold you back, but I'll be right behind with the night goggles in case there are no lights down here. We won't get lost in the darkness.
Do you think I would Hoop, do you think I would be able to charge my phone at all, or is that like probably really hard to come by? Because I'm thinking I could use my phone flashlight.
Yeah, I mean, it's you have working cars with batteries, so
And I assume since it's a medical vehicle in its initial life, it would have inverter and outlets inside of it.
absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. The MedCat is like a house on wheels.
So,
Sweet. Okay. So, yeah, she literally goes down just armed with her like phone flashlight, and you guys are like, is she crazy?
this is where I'm going to
So
make
we're already convinced of that.
the engagement roll. This is the roll, the only roll that I do with the entirety of the game that basically sets up how well things are going to go in your initial contact. You automatically get 1 dice just for sheer luck. But I have a few questions to ask. Would you consider this operation to be particularly bold or daring?
Well,
I
yeah.
think so. Yeah.
In the zombie
Yeah.
apocalypse, this is stupid.
This is a bad idea.
So that gives you +1 dice. Would you, on the opposite end, say that this is full of complex contingencies and factors that would make it more complex, more difficult?
I think it wouldn't be super complex. We'd just probably be facing zombies because it's a tunnel.
Fair enough.
But can't imagine they have really like any like complex, unless somebody built like their own barrier inside, which I'm not sure about. But
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, we wouldn't think it. I wouldn't think it would be complex. Judging from this, it could end up being a lot more complex than that. But
But initially, shouldn't be too bad.
initially, no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
seems like it should literally just be one, like
Straight line, yeah.
All right. I can
I
safely
mean,
mark off the other questions
branching-
Yeah.
because you don't have any friends that can help you here. But would any of you say that you have any factors that may give you a benefit in this initial encounter?
So my mutant ability that I took is Scanner, which allows me to locate all minds around me. I don't know if that would include zombies.
It locates all what?
All minds.
Oh,
Minds as in.
the undead are brainless.
Okay. That's all that I got.
But it would help you find survivors.
I mean,
I'll
if we're
throw it in there.
thinking anybody.
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks,
Um,
Sue.
I also I chose the history buff for a special ability, which makes it easier for me to gather information about locations, people, or items from the world that was. So probably easier to navigate subway tunnels.
Absolutely. All right. Not great. That is a 3, a 2, a 1, and a 1. Which means that as
Oh
we
my
start
God,
this,
is gonna be.
you're
It just got
starting.
very complicated, y'all.
Yes, yes, it did.
How are we getting 6 and 4s and you're getting 3s and 1s?
I know.
That's why, because you
Would you be rolling for that?
you're going to be rolling great. But with I'm going to remember all of your code names eventually, I promise. What is Michaela's code name?
Joe.
Retro, thank you. Retro is you are making your way down as quietly as you can. Reach the bottom to hear that there's sounds like scraping. Almost like someone is, pushing like a book cabinet across the tiled floor. But with that little bit of light you have with your phone, even just quickly scanning the room, you're not immediately seeing any source.
Point of order, are these zombies reactive to light? Like,
Not-
if it's like a non-sun source?
No.
Okay.
She's instantly spooked and she turns and looks at Roadkill and she's like, Can you see further with your night goggles than I can with this phone right now?
And he's putting the night goggles down and going ahead and reaching into his bag and taking the first item out of his load of the 45 that he keeps.
Gotcha. You full on activate the night goggles with that low whine and hum. Everything has this dark green tint to it, which for anyone that has used modern day night goggles, they aren't great. They are cumbersome. It's just this bulk on top of your face that's trying to pull your head down. Nothing at all like the movies. Everything looks very staticky, but you can see. What you are seeing is a pair of undead. Looks like when this all went down, they were chained to some fence or something, unable to escape. Now the two of them are just pulling this block behind them, this part of a fence, this metal chain that's just scraping against the ground, unable to move as quickly or keep up with the rest of the horde.
Got two stragglers. They're slowed down, but we're gonna have to move quick or take them out. And I don't want to make noise right now. If anybody's got maybe a melee weapon, a bat full of nails.
Somebody got a flashlight you can point at them? I can take some shots from a distance.
I point my phone flashlight and like try to kind of use Roadkill's description of like where he pointed. Yeah, I'm literally just like,
Yeah. A little to the left, right? A little over. Yep, you're on
okay, okay. I look like I'm literally recording actually.
it.
I have my phone like trained on them, but I'm kind of trying to be from the side so they're not like gonna walk towards me. But you have a flashlight on them.
We just moved over into found footage.
Yep, yeah.
Yep.
Going Diary of the Dead on this one.
If only there was internet so I could actually upload it anywhere.
Alright, Snipe. Would you like to take a shot?
Mhm. No. Have they noticed us yet?
Doesn't seem like it.
No? Alright, then I think my special ability will come into play. I took Predator. When you attack from hiding or spring a trap, you get +1 die.
Heck yeah.
And I suppose this would be a hunt roll for me.
Retro, if you would like to assist, you can take 1 point of stress and give even an extra dice to this shot because you are holding the phone out there.
Yeah, that's fair. I can do that.
Alright, so 4 dice. Nice. Highest one is a 5.
That's a partial success. Would you like to give us a rundown as you go to take this shot, release? What happens?
I think when I aim the shot, I pull back, take aim, but like since I can barely see myself and the exact angle of my bow, I think I'm just off a scotch and it goes through their neck instead of their head.
Yeah. At least enough to send one off of its feet as the other one whips around, very blank, sunken features, the teeth mostly rotted away, just little bits of drool left running down its face. The other one just crumples under the shots as that one instinctively just starts just running. It doesn't know where it's going. In fact, that fence that it's been carrying just drags over top of its companion, and now it is now being dragged along behind it. It doesn't...
Seeing this,
Oh, go. Please.
I was gonna say, I think seeing this, Boots would kind of step around Snipe, bat already in hand, to take a swing as soon as it's in range, try and
Go for
smack
it.
it right in the side of the head. And I'm gonna do this as a rec roll since
Heck
I'm
yeah.
unleashing chaos in my opinion.
And Retro will be trying to like almost run behind the zombie to like kind of have it backlit, but she'll be like off kilter a little bit, so she's not like right behind it if one of you tries to shoot at it and bullet goes through, anyway. But she's like basically running with her phone like, no, can't get away.
Do you want to take a point of stress to offer assistance?
Oh
You don't
gosh,
have
what,
to.
What happens? I'm just gonna ask, what actually happens once I reach the first, like after 3, there's like a line of stress. Like, does that like mark anything for me? Is that like a trauma if you, okay.
Trauma is only when you've completely filled it.
Gotcha. Okay. It's a bad idea for, I'm gonna do it, it's fine. Drive my
Thanks.
character like a stolen car, right? I think that's what Roadkill said.
You get
Vince greatly appreciates it.
an extra die.
I rolled a 6.
Yeah, no problem.
Nice.
As the other one is being
Ah.
dragged along, just leaving this blackish red smear behind, that one just sprints straight towards you, and there's a crack, and then splattering across the ground as it also just drops.
Picture Boots having to like go over and put their boot on the zombie and like rip the bat back out of its head. It makes this kind of gross squelching noise as the head is kind of brought along with it.
But other than that, quiet.
Well, quiet now. 'Cause I'm
Now.
in the back, and all I hear is like a swacking and a whacking and a chain.
There's
You
definitely
might
Yelling
could
a little
tell
bit.
people. You might could tell people when
I
you're
walk
making
up-
noise.
That was the quiet approach. We had other ideas.
You people are as useful as a screen door in a submarine. I swear.
I walk up
Oh.
to the one that's on the ground, pull my arrow out of its neck. Wait, no. First, I stomp on its head to make sure it's dead,
just to
and
make
then
sure.
I pull my arrow out.
Fair enough. Always double tap. Oh,
Yeah.
The good news is that puts us at 273 now.
Yeah, I mean, for most of you, you're basically seeing everything through a rapidly moving and panicked cell phone light. It's hard to make out too many details, other than Roadkill, who has a general overview of being able to see the room. But as far as sound goes, it seems that you're
Just
alone
don't-
now.
Hey, Retro, just don't point that flashlight at Roadkill while they're wearing those goggles. You'll
Yes,
blind them for a couple minutes.
yes, please
Um,
don't.
She'll like whip around to look at you and be like, what? Oh, sorry.
That
She'll
was the thing not to
start
do.
aiming it on the. No, she did that to Snipe, so
Oh,
not Roadkill.
okay,
Don't worry,
okay.
because she's responding to the person talking to her. And then she'll kind of put her phone like down at the ground, so she's looking at her feet, and she'll only span if she's away from people or behind them.
I don't know if we mentioned
Alright.
this, but Michaela does have the paranoid trauma.
Hmm.
So yeah, I the flashlight's not going off until the phone dies, which I just jinxed myself by saying that probably, but
Mm. And here I was about to suggest that you turn it off so we could all get our night vision going, and just follow Roadkill until our eyes can adjust a little bit.
there's a lot of sounds down here. Okay, if I turn off the flashlight, whoever has night vision needs to like be giving me a constant narration of what every single sound is.
I mean, all of us in here, nobody brought a torch or something?
I
I
got
have-
glow sticks, and I got a flashlight.
Hey, did you say glow sticks?
Yes.
Glow sticks would work. They're a very dim light. They'll reach out about 15 feet, and it'll give us a sense of our immediate surroundings anyway, without
be
being too
easier.
the night vision goggles.
Yeah.
And might make it a little bit easier to avoid whacking each other if we get in an uncomfortable situation.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
So I distribute as many as possible.
You are a junker, right?
Correct.
Are you marking this off as a gadget?
Yeah.
We could even go as far as to say that they are red glow lights to help not distort your night vision.
Perfect sense.
Boots fashions theirs into a necklace.
Yeah.
I think at this point, as you've had a few moments to sit and talk and plan, you'd see like those kind of, those secluded off office buildings. It's almost like cubicles there in the center of the metro area. Here. And those shades that are
Like a
typically
kiosk.
yeah, kiosk. Yes, that's what I was looking for. Like those shades that are typically pulled down. There's just a moment where you can see the bottom of it like lift up to watch you. It's a very faint movement, but it's enough that I think all of you would catch it.
Nick,
We're not alone here. Is anybody opposed to me doing the normal method?
It is a normal method.
I yell hi.
That sounds good to me.
Yeah. Well,
I mean, we have
Hey,
a
we
slight...
see you.
Boots like starts to talk to interrupt and just kind of like takes a deep sigh. But just for myself, my own purposes, would like to use my scanner ability to see if I can sense any minds around me as Roadkill is yelling hi.
Yeah, that's that hunger that you definitely that you fight off, that little residual zombie virus that still gives you that occasional craving for more raw meat, for human meat. You can just occasionally tap into it using your senses to search for any source of food that isn't your immediate allies. Finding that there is one individual there in the kiosk, currently sitting, watching. As soon as Roadkill yells out that like blind is just dropped back down into place and now just kind of sways slightly from the movement.
Boots, their smile kind of gets a little bit wider, kind of like they're gritting their teeth more than they are actually excited about this. And you can see the skin that has sort of pulled away starting to stretch a little bit on their face. And their teeth are far too jagged, some of them chipped at edges. And they point with their bat. Whatever's in there is not dead. That's somebody living.
all right. Who wants to take the point? I'll cover the rear, because this is usually when somebody comes up from behind.
Well,
I'll be running that direction.
if we can get me to the door, I might be able to pick the lock if they won't open it.
Divide and conquer. I'll try
Alright,
to
is that...
pull the
is
window
that-
up. You pick the.
Never mind, I can't do that. Sorry. There's nothing that resembles lockpicks for my items. I just have a good finesse rating, which is a sleight of hand, so I thought maybe.
I mean, you are always welcome to try.
Retro will non-helpfully
what?
say, have we tried asking if we can buy a ticket for the subway? Because they're behind the ticket booth.
Tell you what, why don't you give it a shot?
Girl fell down too much, I swear. God bless her.
Road,
She's gonna go and she's gonna have her hand raised as if she's about to knock on the window.
with Roadkill and Retro, the two of you kind of in front of that kiosk area. You see that curtain kind of pull back again. And now at this range with your light, you can kind of see the edge of a human face. You look older, very, very worn, very tired. A muffled voice through the, like the metal slats that comes down. They all gone?
Well, there's probably some more somewhere, but they're gone from the immediate immediate vicinity.
Okay.
We got two of them back there. Are you're friendly?
Did you ask if they were friendly to me?
No, are you friendly to us?
I would think so. I don't really know you.
Well, we can start with friendly and work from there.
Okay. What are you
I'm
doing
roadkill.
down here?
Subway go by earlier. I think someone
Check.
might have rigged it to work again. Did you hear anything?
No, that would be ridiculous. Subway they haven't run for years.
I
You
know the
wouldn't
sound
happen
of a
to be.
subway.
You wouldn't happen to be lying to us, are ya?
Or just like the corner of this shadows, the moment that you speak, it's just a jump reaction, and then like the eyes like just trying to scan out that window to see who is that's talking.
It's okay. There's 5 of us here. We're friendly. If you're friendly, just want to ask you some questions. Trying to just like calm them down.
Yeah. I feel like you can make a check for that.
Ooh.
Sway would probably be a good one.
Cool. I do have one in that. That's gonna be scary. Okay, let's see. I rolled a 3.
You can always
My
push
paranoid-
yourself.
It kind of makes sense with my paranoia. Like it's fine. Everything's okay out here. We're all friendly and nothing bad is happening in the world.
As your companions are still holding a bloody arrow and a dripping baseball bat.
Yeah.
No, we didn't find the plans to fix up anything. That's that's ridiculous.
Who's we?
Damn it.
I just see a U. So
Okay. They said that they were out just going to look for supplies and they would be back. I think they took the train without me and left me to die.
That's just
It's
rude.
cackles.
You want some revenge?
I'm not the revenge type. I just kind of want to not die.
I mean, it's what we're all trying to do, but doesn't look like you stand a good chance from behind that little gate.
I
the
have
good news in this situation is you don't owe them anything now that they left you to die, so you can tell us what's going on. And we can help you not die.
I know that you're just not gonna kill me the moment I tell you what you want to know. That's
Because I'm telling you right now, we ain't gonna do that.
that like metal
Mama Texas has spoken. Don't you worry about it.
that like metal shutter just kind of lifts up a few inches, and a like old-fashioned ring of keys just scoots itself out from underneath them. We have been doing some exploring down here. We found some keys. They get all the nooks and crannies and tunnels. Bunch of stuff down here, but oh, there's a lot of them. They are mean, and they are big.
The zombies
Bigger
or the
than
rest of
normal?
your crew.
There's a few zombies that are bigger than normal. Yeah.
All right, Boots. It looks like I'm gonna owe you.
We can say that each of the big ones counts for 5. We'll see. We'll see what happens.
Still only counts
hey,
as one.
They're one. Every one counts as one, no matter how big it is.
That shutter would very quickly start to close, although I think most of you would be close enough that if you wanted, you could reach out and at least stick something under there before.
Putting my hand under there.
No. Look, this shutter has been keeping me safe. Don't.
Right
So
now,
now
you
what-
don't need to worry about being kept safe from us. We're saving our ammo for zombies. There's really nothing that can hurt you that we see, anyway.
I mean, to be fair, some of us don't need ammo, and Boots swings their bat onto their shoulder. Boots took, for the trauma, Boots took vicious, so they're feeling a little gnarly. Just so everybody knows.
Not helping Boots.
This is just
I'm
like
usually
I get it.
These
These
guns
guns
don't-
mixed signals here, but it's
Boots is like these guns don't need ammo.
I mean,
Hell yeah.
honestly, if we wanted you dead, I could snipe you straight through the slits.
What
But
the
I'm not
hell
gonna do
is
that.
wrong with you people?
Trying
I'm
to
being
reassure them they're safe.
kind
Ain't
I'm
reassuring.
to them.
It's the apocalypse. None of us are safe. Why are you lying to this poor child who's stuck behind these gates?
We're not gonna be the ones to kill him.
No, of course not. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, don't you worry about these people. They got the virus up here in the brain. We won't do
No, not
nothing.
the zombie virus. No, not that one.
Boots is definitely gonna like snap their teeth really aggressively in the direction of the person.
Boots and
This
Snipe,
ain't fun.
would the two of you like to? I mean, one of you could roll for a boss if you'd like. I feel like that would be very, very on brand.
No dots means you roll 2 and take the lower
Take
one,
the worst.
right?
Yep.
I'll do it.
But Boots, if you'd like to assist, that would bring you to just one flat dice, and take
Yeah,
take 1 point of stress.
Boots will definitely assist.
All right. Let's see if I get lucky with one die. Oh, that missed. I got a 2.
I mean, Roadkill, you can feel them like tugging down on that shutter with your hand in the way, but it's not going. Okay, we can make a deal. All right. No need to shoot anybody, and I can help you. I'm really good with wiring. We've been down in the tunnels a lot. I can give you directions, whatever you need. Just don't bite me or shoot me.
I already said I wasn't gonna.
Or beat you to death with a bat.
Or that.
We promise.
Yep. I just want to get out of here.
Help you do that. If
We're
you
gonna
help
go-
us.
We're gonna go find your ex-friends, have a chat, maybe get
Okay.
some stuff, and we'll come back, and then we can skedaddle. That okay with you?
Yeah, I don't care what happens to him. We did have a code word for when scouts are on patrol and one of us starts to approach the camp, so you don't get shot. The word is Reaper.
Since no one said it yet, I'm going to snatch the keys off the counter and just put them on my side.
Oh yeah, I figured someone grabbed them. Otherwise, they were just kind of dangling there.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks for the info. I'm sure it'll be very useful.
Yeah. Um, you don't happen to need, some assistance or something, do you? I don't really particularly feel like going off on my own.
If you want to
And
stay
if you're
here until we come back,
Yeah, I can do that.
if you're hiding behind this gate, you don't seem exactly useful for what we're looking to do.
I don't exactly have any weapons, but like I said, I'm real good with electronics and wiring. Um, I don't eat much.
you got a map of the tunnels down here?
Couldn't find any maps, but I can give you directions.
Yeah, then maybe we need a guide.
I feel like a guide would be more useful with us than up here.
Agreed.
Hate to say it, but I agree with that too. I was thinking we could just let you stay, but like, in all honesty, we don't know what track that train is on. If you're the electrical engineer, then you're probably the one that like set up the line. So like, if you come with us, we'll know which way to go.
I didn't do much. I just started the emergency generator and powered that one train. But I don't think it got very far from the sounds of it.
Do you know what number the train was?
Trains have numbers?
And letters, typically, yeah.
Maybe colors. Red
Is it
line.
written
blue.
on the train?
Red, green, blue, something like that.
It might have been red. I don't. Doesn't really mention.
All right, we need to find one of the charts around here and look for the red line.
I don't know what that means, but
More
I
than likely, if there's a chart, it would be in the room you're in.
Mm-hmm.
So,
don't
you
think
think you
there,
could let us in?
think there's anything in here. It's pretty empty in here.
I'm beginning to understand why they left you.
Yeah. Hate to say it, but you're right, Mama Texas.
Well, no, hold on. I think they got overrun. I think they were gonna come back. And like I said,
I said-
How long has it been?
They said they're going to be back in 5 minutes, didn't they? Yeah, they did, didn't they? And it's been what?
we didn't really set a time or any. But
All right. Well, you got a choice. You can come with us, which are living bodies, or you can stay in the dark with the not so living bodies.
okay. You finally feel that pressure start to release from your hand. Roadkill. The shutter just starts to slowly open.
It's so hard.
A name for this guy?
You haven't gotten one yet.
I'll ask just as they're kind of starting to lift it. I'll be like, listen, what's your name anyway? If you're gonna be running with us for a bit, might as well know who you are.
They called me Roach. They said I'm very small. I can fit into spaces. I don't eat much.
No, we get it. Don't worry.
As that shutter is lifted, you see a very gaunt older gentleman, probably like late 40s to early 50s. Also would see from like the left shoulder just pure blood red crimson stains across the shirt and like down the chest and down the arm. There's just like a few rows of bites across the shoulder.
Oh.
World question:
Oh.
Well, bloody hell.
Is it transmitted by?
Whoop,
by
there it is.
I have a question. I have a counter question. Have any of you looked into that very much?
Oh,
I'm
I
assuming
feel like
in
probably.
in 13 years,
Yeah.
we probably would have seen somebody get bitten, either turn or not.
And I
Yeah.
feel like Boots would have at least heard, like, from the studies, what kind of like medical discoveries they were making before
Yeah,
That's fair.
the
and I
whole world went to
definitely,
shit.
I would definitely be conferring with Boots because he
Yeah.
definitely knows, you know,
Uh,
how I can help other people.
It's not so much like once you're bit, you have a timetable before you turn. It's once you're infected, your body is just going to kind of slowly start to lose the fight against the disease. And upon death, that's when the virus takes over. Whether it's natural death, whether you killed someone who was infected, whatever it is, once the actual organs shut down, that's when the virus takes
Mm,
So really, we'd benefit by keeping this guy alive. So
Mhm.
he's in luck.
And unfortunately, I have soft and that
over.
weakness that I have to help people. So, all right,
mhm, mhm.
let me take a look at that roach, and I'll
Be
start
careful,
examining
Mama
it.
Texas. I
You
have
look-
paranoid, so I am keeping far away as soon as I see that.
I
Don't you worry.
mean, I can see why they left you. Like, if none of them have been bitten yet or anything, like, if they're trying to get away and you're close to death, they don't want you to turn and attack them while you're on the train and they can't get away.
Oh, this. It was a raccoon?
Oh yeah, sure.
Sure.
Yeah.
It's the last time I saw a raccoon. Like,
I mean, I hunted one up for dinner a couple nights ago.
Kill
I
the
will
last
try to
raccoon?
pat.
Actually, with
you killed the last raccoon.
Oh God, I hope not.
with my knowledge of this world and my knowledge of nature, I think I'm more scared that he got bit by a raccoon than I am
That's true.
because now he's got
That's
rabies.
true.
Oh
Yeah.
no. That's a living disease. That's not a
Yeah.
dead.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which could kill him.
Then
Oh,
in turn,
yeah.
Oh, and then he becomes a zombie too.
Every-
It's double
yeah, yeah.
jeopardy.
Person has ever survived rabies
I'm still
without
gonna
the shot right away.
Yeah, I'm still gonna check him out
yeah,
because I
Mhm.
have to check him out.
it's
Mama
That's
Texas
fine.
don't even let the dumb people
Mm.
die.
Retro is just keeping her
Yeah.
distance as soon as she sees the bite, no matter what he says.
you have the light of a cell phone from like 6 feet away, just like holding it.
I'm helping.
Probably used to
I'm
that.
over here.
Oh, you have the glow sticks. Never mind, you're fine. But
Boots
yeah,
is going to make eye contact with Roach and just say, "It's any comfort. There's not enough meat on your bones to even warrant a meal."
it's not really not. Yeah, it's definitely human teeth marks. The tissue, and like even down to the bone, there is serious trauma to that shoulder.
Since I've been a trauma surgeon, are we looking at triage here, or
It's
can I actually help him?
it's recoverable. Just going to take.
Yeah, well then I have to do it. So I guess that's a hack.
The kick sheet. We said that was what, page 13? 15.
Mhm.
15. Ah.
Yeah?
Yep, it would definitely be a hack.
Okay.
As awful as that sounds.
Yep. So I technically have 3 dice.
Is that including the extra from disciplined for our
Yep.
tribe? Okay.
Oh yeah.
Of course, you can always push it to take 2 stress and gain an extra die.
I'm gonna have to because of my soft-heartedness. So I get an extra dice. You said?
Mhm.
Whole bunch of 2s and a 4 and a 1.
A 4 is good enough for at least a partial success. It's gonna take a minute to make sure you're stopping the bleeding, cutting away the damaged tissue.
Iodine, some iodine, and
Mm-hmm. So
Hey,
wait,
Mama, how fresh does that all look?
yeah, how fresh is it?
within the last couple hours, probably.
Oh,
It's recent.
oh, it looks like they might have just thought you were dead. They might not have like ran off without you. They probably thought you were dying, bleeding out.
Yeah, you're lucky it didn't bleed out.
Rude. Okay, well,
Well, I mean, you are a roach. You are supposed to survive anything.
that's why they call me that. This isn't even the first gang that I was a part of. I think this is the fifth. They just
Oh,
keep
wow,
dying,
so
and
you really are a roach.
yeah,
Everyone around you keeps dying, but you're surviving like a roach in a nuclear apocalypse.
You're
Yeah.
really not helping yourself.
I mean, no. I'm very fragile. I'm very, very susceptible to death.
Wow, you are just.
Is this a good idea?
I don't trust this little squirrely fuck.
Hey,
It's
Well, he's
probably
got-
not a good idea, but we said we'd take him, so
Yeah, he's got blood loss, so chances are he'll be slower than the rest of us if we have to run.
like any of this.
I mean, we only need to go with him for a little bit. Once he gets back with his group, we can just
Dump them
go
all.
our own.
I can hear
Wait.
you.
I mean, if his group is alive, if his group is dead, we just gonna leave him in the tunnels as a little
Well, we
sneaky
can-
stack.
We can escort him out.
I gotta hope that his group's not dead because, like, if we can get that train running to get around the city, can you imagine the scavenging that we can actually do?
We
with
have a whole
working
car
train line?
upstairs. We have a whole car upstairs. I thought that we were doing this for the joy of exploration.
Thank you for
Joy
telling-
of exploration is great and all, but like, I'm doing it so that we have more options to escape should things go bad, because sometimes we can't make it to a car.
Let's get you around the city pretty quick from the layout of the
like
tunnels.
a move.
And the
like
bits
a
and
moving,
pieces
moving
we can-
house.
Bits and pieces we can grab will keep Flatline running a little while longer.
Who knows?
I think there's a lot to be gained here. And while Mama Texas is patching him up, I'm going to take the opportunity to go on into the office room and confirm or deny his claim that there's nothing in there.
Good call.
I'd like to throw stuff outside a little bit away from it, just to keep it air out for anything coming out.
Feel like a scrounge would be good here. Feel like you have one that works better.
No, that's good for me. I've got something in it. 4.
I mean, a lot of what you're seeing in there has, one, been decayed through time. Two, was damaged with the hasty reinforcements of just grabbing things, shoving them against the door, breaking the locks on the shutters so that they could get closed. I don't like, for anyone that has used the metro, they typically, like, on the wall have those, the color-coded tracks, like you were talking about. And you definitely have that at least. It's not a great map. It's not showing you all the side tunnels and everything, but at the very least, it's showing you, like, the connecting station.
Retro,
Yeah,
need you to come
she'll
in
take
here.
any excuse. Yeah, she'll take any excuse to get away from Roach right now.
Mm.
Yeah, what's up?
Take a picture.
Gosh, okay. Let me turn on flash real fast. Got it. And she'll like pull it up and she'll zoom in and she'll be like, okay. So usually we'd gotta go, like, you said it was the red line, I think?
Maybe.
So then she'll start kind of tracing it and be like, I mean, if that's the best we've got, we gotta try it at least. Do we know what direction we came from? Do we know, like, if, like, because we heard the subway go underneath us.
Mhm. Subway is
So do
running
we
east
kind
to
of
west.
know from east to west? Okay.
Mhm.
So at
And
least we know which
and
direction.
just for the
it would've
record, yeah, just for the record, I was marking the direction back.
Perfect. So then she's gonna, like, look at, like, the direction heading west and be like, I guess the red line would go this way, and she'll, like, be walking roadkill through it, but then she'll have it ready for anybody else who needs a picture of it later. She'll probably be, like, holding it up, being like, okay, we're going up the right tunnel, right? So.
Are any of you arming Roach with anything?
Hell no.
No.
I don't know if he's strong
You are
enough.
out of your mind, sir.
In fact, I'm gonna split off myself a little bit and just look around for actual hints of like what color the line actually was, or like who these other people are. And I would like to make that a hunt roll
Ooh.
because I am targeting a group of people who I might be able to track.
Heck yeah. Go for it.
All right. I got a 5 on that.
Absolutely. I think between the map that you have, the information that he's giving you, and the general scouting out of the area, this would be the red line. This
All right, cool.
also looks like it's the track that runs through kind of the heart of the city. It's all of the, or at least most of the major stopping points that you'd scouted out while you were up above.
Yeah. Airport, transit station, downtown. Yeah.
Denny's.
Mm-hmm.
The most important
City Center
destination.
Mall.
Mhm.
But yeah, with that information in hand, anything else you'd like to do, or you press?
I'm good.
Reluctantly, a little bit, your guide Roach would start pointing out where they've been, directions that the train would head, kind of a rough guess of where it probably stopped. It would point out a number of small access tunnels which you could get into your keys, though any lock that you come across, while you do have the keys, I will ask for just a single d6 roll, and on anything but a 1, you're able to get the keys out quickly enough that it's not an inconvenience. On a roll of a 1, it is unfortunately going to cost you time, as I am
Yeah.
going to start the very first clock of the game.
I have a question about that.
Hit me.
Since I took the keys, and I also have 2 dots in finesse,
Mhm.
finesse specifically says it's for locks. So would I be able to roll my 2 dice for that?
Absolutely.
Awesome.
So, again, for anyone that has not played any of the Blades games before, they have a very amazing mechanic which can be used really in any number of games called clocks, which are just little pie charts that can have anywhere from 3 to 12 segments, and these are just measurements of how things are progressing. Your clock currently has 8 segments, and this is your detection. How well you are keeping off the radar of the with the time it took to patch him up, the time to scout the area, get an idea of where you're headed, I'm going to mark off your very first piece of the clock. Also,
And luckily, if we're going to be going into areas we need keys for. Hopefully that's not where zombies can get into.
I'm also starting a second clock, which I'm not going to tell you what it's for.
Honestly, what I am more worried about is people who were bitten and then got into those locked areas. So when we open them, there might be one or two in there.
One or two can be is easily handleable. Easy to handle.
They're
I don't
handleable.
know.
They have tons of
Yeah,
hands.
they're probably going to be pretty quick. One or two might not be that easy if they're not chained up to a fence.
It probably is a bad idea that we don't have a torch or something, because that would actually be good to ward them off and keep them kind of at a distance. But
I don't think they would care.
The like extended exposure to heat and light would warm them up, slow them down, but
not a little torch. Okay.
a flamethrower.
They would probably
fantastic.
jump right on the fire trying to get to you, light themselves up, die because of it, but they'll be happy because they bit you and spread the infection.
All right. Then, as the now 6 of you start your journey deeper into the metro tunnels, I feel like that's a good place for us to pause, take a break, give everyone a chance to grab a drink, stretch your legs, do what you gotta do, maybe strategize a little bit, and when we come back,
Strategy.
hit things harder. That's our strategy. But yeah, we'll come back in just a few minutes and get to explore the horrors. See you soon, everybody. And welcome back. Where we left off, we had a map, we had direction, we had a guide, no matter how unwilling it may be. And I started, I don't know if I want to tell you how many clocks, but I have a bunch of clocks going.
Nice.
And yeah, I'm gonna play my absolute favorite horror royalty-free track that I play in all of our horror games, called You're Not Hiding Very Well.
Mm.
Not ominous.
What do you
at
mean
all.
we're being so sneaky?
Seems apropos.
not appropriate for the moment. We're being so sneaky.
We're talking at full volume. Have ourselves illuminated with glow sticks. We're definitely being sneaky.
All right. So, my 2 questions would be, who is in the lead, and what would you like to do?
Boots is definitely like looking for a fight at this point, since they're still on the vicious trauma, and they would be kind of keeping a sense out for any other mines nearby, just to see if there are any other survivors down here.
Yeah.
So I kind of have a question. I didn't really think about it until you were giving the re-intro back, but it kind of hit me. So do I feel like Roach is here because it's the best bad decision, or does he actually feel like he's forced to be here? Because that's going to change how I feel about it.
I was actually thinking, could I roll to read Roach? Because I have 2 for read.
Yeah.
I could see what his vibe is, if he's actually like genuinely trying to lead us in the right direction, if he's trying to like lead us into an ambush kind of thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Cool.
I think best bad decision very accurately describes it.
Okay. Because if he was being forced, then I would be... He gets to make his own decision, but so he's good.
Yeah.
All right. So in that case, I want to be kind of looking at the map on Retro's phone and trying to find the best pathway to cut off the train to save a little bit of time. Nothing ever goes wrong when you take shortcuts.
So I will tell you that Retro's phone has a clock with four pieces. One of them is marked off. Just generally keeping it up and out might eventually wear it down, but using it for any sort of purpose. Start filling in that clock.
I'll keep like flashing it up and then like turning the screen off and then like, are we going the right way? Okay, there's a fork in the road that way, and then she'll like keep turning it off
Perfect.
if she can.
I have one question. Were we all supposed to pick a trauma to start with?
Yes.
Oh, that's my bad. Alright, I'll mark it now. Obsessed.
But what are you obsessed with? Everything? Just anything that catches your eye?
Survival.
Okay, fair.
Thought for sure you're about to say I'm obsessed with you.
Oh no, I wouldn't put another player through that without discussing it beforehand.
I
Absolutely.
like the cut of your jib, Roach.
But yeah. So I'll get these names eventually, I promise you. Retro, you wanted to roll your read.
Read. Yeah. I rolled while you guys were talking because I wasn't sure how quickly that was gonna come up, so I got a 3 and a 5.
5, yeah.
Mhm.
He is definitely making do. You are currently his only means of survival. So, yeah, I mean, he trusts you a lot more than he trusts the people that probably left him for dead. But also, occasionally you see, like, even as he started walking, you saw his eyes, like, look towards the stairs, and, like, occasionally you can see that he's, like, looking for ways out just in case things do go very badly.
Literally just healed him up, and he's still trying to get away from us.
Half of your party did kind of threaten.
Kind of.
To be fair, I was standing kind of far away where we were talking about that, so I was hoping he didn't hear that.
I did not threaten him. I explained to him that I could kill him easily, but I won't. That's not threatening.
Said
I
we
definitely
really need him.
That is the exact
Good
opposite
idea.
of a threat.
I definitely snapped my teeth at him and
A
kind
little
of
bit.
implied that he would be a meal.
Yeah,
So, you
that's
know,
true. That's
valid
It's a-
that
It's a
Roach is
mildly aggressive suggestion.
Mm-hmm.
There we go.
It's don't
Um,
betray us or I will eat you.
There we go. Boots would be a little bit brutish about it, but would definitely push past Roach just to kind of take point and make sure that they're not just blindly out there being an older, sickly person.
So, marching order, very front of the pack is
Me with my phone. And I think Roadkill said he was going to be reading over my shoulder and kind of like will be checking and
So I'm just gonna put Boots, Retro, and Roadkill up front.
Mm-hmm. And I was in the back.
Roach is in front of me, and then I'm like the second in the back.
Yeah, I just figure with my silent ranged weapon, being in the back is probably the best deal.
And
Absolutely.
from my old military training, it's probably kicking in so that the three are in front and broken.
Well, we're going to advance just a bit. Little like side tunnels are kind of pointed out to you that, the ones that they've hit that don't really lead anywhere, short of like, maintenance closets, whatever. And he'd point out that you're coming up at a junction where there is actually a maintenance tunnel that runs off to the side and connects at other parts of the station. Could take. But as that conversation is happening, two of you in the back would just barely catch the sound of something skittering along the tunnel behind you. Would both of you I'm actually going to call this a read. Would both of you roll whatever you have for read? intuition.
And I guess we'd add our discipline to this.
Yeah, because I think your discipline applies to read.
Yep.
Oh, I forgot to do that when I rolled read.
Ooh, a
You
6 and a
succeeded.
5.
You're fine. 6 is a complete success.
I got a 3 and a 3, but I had to take the lowest because I don't have any points in it, so it's a 3.
Okay. As the two of you in the back are keeping an eye on your companions, you hear that skittering not along the ground, but along the wall. And have just a few moments to turn, and that little bit of glow coming off your glow sticks is casting shadows all over the walls. And then there is just this sound, almost like a whip, that just cracks out. One towards each of you, as this long, prehensile tongue with barbs all up and down it stretch out. Mama Texas, you are able to just step back, nearly falling out of the way as this thing as it slashes across your jacket.
Reminds me of a Saturday
You-
night in Austin.
See Snipe, who has, starting to turn to react to this, and it just latches on, just spines burying into you, starting to pull you away. Snipe, I will give you the first reaction to this. What would you like to do?
As it starts to wrap around me, I'm immediately gonna pull my bow up and try to take a shot before it starts yanking me.
Please do. The rest of you would just hear very, very muffled. Not even a struggle.
Crit, double 6.
Pulling out the bow, just take aim. This thing, pulling you off of your feet, dragging you along the tunnel. Not even really being able to see, just like following the direction of where the tongue is coming from. Just unleash the shot. A few seconds, that tongue starts to go slack, and you hear something hit the floor of this tunnel in just this wet pile. Mama Texas.
Treat- Are there 2?
I mean, one lashed
Back-
out towards you.
Yeah. So
Can
I'm
I
immediately doing a sharp warning whistle to the others, so that they know that we're being attacked from behind.
Petro probably turned around as soon as she heard any kind of muffled, weird sounds that she doesn't recognize. She might not be able to see it, but she'll be able to... Or she might see that Snipe is just not standing up normally anymore, like being pulled away somewhere.
Oh yeah, like drug a good 5 or 6 feet back away from everyone else.
That's pretty noticeable, yeah.
And if possible, I'll toss a glow stick out into the darkness. Maybe I could illuminate
Yeah.
the target.
The one you're wearing, or are you marking off more objects?
I'm gonna use the one I'm wearing since it's most accessible and I don't have to crack it. Spend the time standing there.
Pull it off, toss it into the darkness. Up on the wall is this 9 to 10 foot long humanoid looking thing, just claws digging into the stonework. The head is almost as if there were no neck bones. It's just flopping off to the side with every movement. And that long tongue is just recoiling back into its mouth.
Aren't you?
Oh,
baby?
that with the tongue.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, good. You got licked.
Yes.
It hurt. I ripped the tongue that has its barbs embedded in me off. And I'm probably bleeding a little bit, but I'm just like,
Yeah.
alright, I'll be fine.
I would actually say that you could take a level 1 harm of barbed tongue.
Level 1 barbed tongue.
The rest of you, as that glow stick goes out, you have a moment to see this thing as its mouth is just recoiling that tongue like it was hauling in a rope. What the rest of you like to do?
We fighting or running?
I was gonna say Retro wants to fight it and make sure it doesn't keep following us.
Yeah,
All right.
Yeah, Boots is already running in.
I'm dropping to a firing position. So.
Is there
Shooting.
like initiative or anything, or can we all just react kind of?
You just
Okay.
react, yeah.
Shooting.
So Retro has a fine energy weapon, so it's probably like a laser pistol or something like that, and she wants to see if she can shoot it at the tongue as it's recoiling to see if it
Ooh.
can damage it or cut through it or whatever kind of damage you see fit for a laser rifle hitting a tongue or
Absolutely.
pistol. So,
Would you like to roll for
Um,
that?
what would I roll? How many?
I feel like
Is that
hunt
just
is great for
hunt? Okay.
shooting.
Okay.
Hunts are for attacks with precision shooting from a distance.
Boy, I got one. Let's go. It's a 4. It was so close to a 6, then it kind of like stalled on the 6, then it rolled to the 4. But it was 4.
Shot isn't quite clean. It does burn into it, causing it to let out this horrific and loud screech.
When it probably echoes in the
Oh yeah.
tunnel too. Oh boy.
It's like
That's
that
fun.
sound of like when a train starts to come to an emergency stop and it's just metal screeching against metal. And it immediately is starting to back away. But at the very least, you are stopping it from attacking, stopping it from recoiling the tongue, and have now kind of put out a loud siren.
How high up is it?
I think with that, the fact that it's recoiling, it's actually getting closer to the ground.
Okay. I am going to. Boots is going to run up and use the bat to swing down and is going to try to pin it. It's in place by its tongue.
Ooh,
Try to like
go
hold
for
it down so that it can't get away.
Yeah.
Um,
Man, we got a nasty group.
Not every day a long tongue just comes trying to grab at you, so it's kind of like
Well,
a
like I said, you probably haven't been in Austin.
I rolled a 4.
I'll say that you are getting up there, just lashing down on the tongue, pinning it into place, much like a snake. The end of the tongue is just whipping around, flailing back and forth, and it is just wildly these massive arcing attacks. Almost, it's trying to latch onto something. I'm going to give you the option of what skill check or what skill you feel would be involved in dodging out of the way of this tongue.
I want to say hunt because I'm trying to track its movement, the tongue's movement, in order to step out of the way.
Or counter to my own offer, if you want to simply power through, not be concerned with the tongue, I would give the attack you've already done just critical effect, as you just double in and just start wailing on it.
Would it be severing the tongue? Because I don't want it to be able to scooch back.
Full on severing the tongue and then getting a good shot into this thing in addition.
Oh, I'll do that. I would love to do that.
But the tongue is going to lash up. The barbs will bury into you. Part of it wrapping around you, and it's just like this belt of thorns. You can also add a lesser injury of a barbed tongue.
Do I need to roll for that second swing?
Nope. I'm just considering that you automatically got a critical.
Thank you, kind.
Music decided to cooperate. Give me those two things dealt with. The first with an arrow just straight into the head and into the spinal column where it dropped to the ground. The other, tongue fully severed. Now just one massive blow into its chest and back area. It's hard to tell what's the front and what's the back with the head that just kind of... It could honestly be either way. At the moment, it's alive, but it's just gurgling out with the blood, with the tongue severed. If you want to finish it, you could.
Boots is gonna look back to the group. Is there any reason to keep this thing alive?
Fucking kill it.
Yeah, gonna end it.
Just one, the final like golf swing. This thing is now just a splatter on the wall. And
seeing that Boots is taking that down, I switch my direction towards Roach.
Roach is
To make
like
sure he's not bolting.
Roach is like picked up just like a fist-sized rock and is just like kind of like huddled back, just
Oh. He's trying.
Roadkill, we good back there?
Yeah, yeah, everything, and he's putting his gun back into the holster. Yeah, that was different.
Are you sure? I don't need
Yeah.
somebody coming up. Well, those things are back there.
I drop my goggles down and turn and look the other direction.
I mean, initially, the two of you that are still kind of in the back away from the fray would hear this first, but you'd all very quickly hear the sound of a small horde being drawn to the sound of that speech.
Scratch what
Time
I
to go.
scratch what I previously said. We're in deep shit.
That
Time to go.
we are.
Make-
We need to
maintenance
find
door.
a s-
maintenance
we
tunnel,
need
yes.
to find a side door.
Yep, it's I think it's up there. Wait, did we pass it? You
No
don't?
time for I thinks.
No, it's definitely
What?
it's definitely that way.
Let's just move forward till we see something. This Roach is an unreliable font of information.
Poor
We should
guy.
probably move quickly because they're on their way, and
Go,
All right.
go.
Yep.
Yep.
I'll cover
Yeah.
you.
Just
And then
immediate.
just basically the standard.
When you
Walking
get
back.
somewhere, think you can patch me up a little bit, Mama Texas?
I got you, boy. Don't worry. Play it. Gal, this is the thing. This is what I do.
It's that, not quite a run, but, a jog of like, holding up your glow sticks along the wall, just left and right looking for signs as he's... No, it's gotta be the next... I know it's here somewhere.
Just make up your mind and do it quick.
I'm gonna roll fortune
Got
for
two.
him.
Got my girl and I got my boy bleeding out. Will you speed it up?
Oh, Hoop, don't laugh.
Triple sixes. Not even double sixes.
Oh.
Triple sixes.
Damn.
Nice.
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 This is why Roach has survived so long.
Luck.
Your luck.
Pure luck. Yeah, I mean, you get to that point where you're like, he doesn't know what he's talking about. We gotta find. There's gotta. And you round the corner to see that that archway with that glowing red light. He just shouts, "There! See, I knew it was there. There it is. I don't. Did I give you the keys? I don't have the keys anymore."
I have them. I run up to the door and try to open it real quick.
Roll your
And that's with
2
my
dice.
finesse.
Yeah.
I'll move into another cover position. Millsap's trying to get the door open.
Yeah, 5 on the higher one, so.
Yep, you just needed any sort of success on 2 dice. Just quickly flip through the keys, looking for something that resembles that lock, jam it in, clicks with the satisfying turn and sound as those of you that are watching down the tunnel, you can hear them long before you can see them. But it is the sound of crowds like pushing over top of each other. Sorry.
Oh, no, keep it going. True to the game. Gotta commit to the bits. Good for the game.
Just lots of them like pushing past each other into the walls, headed your direction. As the doors opened, you're able to all shove yourselves in, shut it behind you. Short
That's-
of the sound of them rushing past, not much else.
You were saying?
Oh, I was going to put another diversion, but if they're gone, they're gone. No need
Yeah.
to risk anything else.
And your tracks were covered enough. There wasn't enough for them to follow that they would have stuck around. They simply ran past looking. That's great.
I'm immediately going over to Snipe.
Yeah.
You okay?
I'm in some pain, but like I feel like if I just get patched up, maybe a stitch or two for the big barbs, I'll be good.
I'll check out Snipe first, and then I'll eventually get the boots. But one of my concerns is to stop the bleeding, because chances are the zombies will be able to track that.
Oh,
Yeah,
luckily
the
they can smell through the
olfactory
door.
senses.
Would
I'm eyeing boots because I'm bleeding. I'm like gauging them to make sure they're not getting hungry.
you actually
Boots
roll?
is-
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, Boots is very uninterested in everything and is just kind of holding their bat facing the door, waiting for something to come through just in case.
You actually roll a read for both of your, and both of you that
Right.
got hit by the tongue. Did you actually roll a?
Am I allowed to use the discipline
Um,
for this, or just straight read?
Yeah,
Would
absolutely.
that be a prowess resistance?
For this, since it is your physical immune system fighting it off, I would definitely say it's prowess, yeah.
All right. I have 2 die for this one. I got a 5.
Silly question. I'm so sorry to interrupt. How many dice do we know how we get to roll for like prowess for the big cat?
How many
Um,
different prowess skills do you have at least one pip for?
2.
So then you get 2
and
dice.
then you get 2.
Thank you, Ken.
You see the line for that marks off the first one?
Yes.
Each one of those, like for the first dot in each skill, is 1 die that you can use to roll the resolve.
Perfect. I rolled a 4.
Both are successes. So, Boots, you do take 2 points of stress. And Snipe, you take 1 point of stress, but both of you fight off the infection.
Can you say that again? Because I've got 1 in everything in Insight, plus an extra in Hack.
So, if you had to do an insight resist, you would
Okay.
roll 4 dice, because you have at least 1 pip in all 4.
Got it. And I got a 4 on the read.
Okay. Yep. Unlike your new guide, Roach, your 2 companions, though they were hit by an undead, you don't see the signs of infection. They both look clean.
They're still getting a nice dose of iodine. Patching them up.
Takes
Patch up Snipe. Go over to Boots. You all right? That was some crazy shit. It was.
I've never had something with the tongue that long try to come at me before. I really hope we don't run into one of those again.
I mean, I've had some
Amen to
long
that.
tongues, but nothing
is.
like that.
there. It is.
Amen, sister. Amen.
All right. Take a few moments, some light patch up work. It's not too severe. Doesn't seem like the prehensile tongue was meant to be a killing blow, but
More to
incapacitating.
just drag you back.
But
Question. Being patched up and stuff, would that clear the injury?
if you had an injury that was giving you -1 dice, yes, it would prevent that from giving you -1 dice. But
Hmm.
clearing injury takes full-on downtime.
All right.
Yeah. So, the less effect would be that if ever you were trying to do something where you felt like bleeding might be a detriment, it could come in play. But now that you're both patched up, no need.
All right. Cool.
I love the idea that there was anything we could do where bleeding wouldn't be a detriment.
Like trying to sneak past a horde of zombies while you're leaving a trail of blood. It's probably
Gotcha.
And I am instinctively going to Retro. You all right? You fine? Then going over to Roadkill, checking them out, making sure everybody's okay.
Good. Never seen anything like that before, but
Yeah.
Yeah, that one was a weird one.
See, I look at Roach. See, those are items that you might want to point out when we're going into the dark.
I didn't see anything like that before.
How the hell would you have missed that?
I saw the big one, and I ran from that one.
Wait. Okay, time out, son. The big one?
Yeah. It's
How big?
It's like if you took all of us and you pushed us into one person.
So like a meatball with teeth.
Kind of, yeah. Like 4 or 5 arms, like 11 feet tall.
Yeah, we're done here.
How does that thing even walk around in the subway
We're
system?
dealing with
That's
a
gonna be too tall.
freaking GoPro.
We saw it in the main tunnel, and we ran and we took one of these tunnels, and it didn't follow us.
That is called burying the lead.
I feel like I mentioned this already.
You mentioned it was big. You didn't say it had 5 arms and was 11 feet tall. These are very, very important details.
Yeah, like when you said big, I thought there was like maybe a 6'8" guy that got bit or something.
No. There's also there were some that were bigger, like they just eaten a bunch of their friends. They just looked really plump and round, and they were very slow though, so we were able to avoid those.
Well, if they're eating each other, that at least means there's less of them.
Yeah.
You're
Well,
missing
I
the point.
mean,
What-
I've
what
never
you're-
seen a zombie take a shit.
You should be thankful for that.
I feel like they'd have to, though. It's simple. At least
Why are we discussing this?
I mean, I think it
I-
all just sits
I
in their
really want to know
stomach.
now.
That is not
Like-
knowledge you need.
Well, as you are having this conversation, the room that you stepped into is kind of like an electrical box room. See, a fuse box and small small like rack of tools underneath. But it does continue on in this deep tunnel that actually circles around. There are physical like glass lights and bulbs along the path, but they are all long since.
I would like to scrouge through the tools, because
Absolutely.
see if there's anything that I could use.
Yeah.
Flashlights that actually have like a long range, maybe, hopefully.
How about a scrounge? How does that sound?
Yep.
Can I help with that?
Absolutely.
I'll mark a stress.
1 point of stress. And of course, you can always push your roll to take 2 stress and add a dice yourself.
Is that a post option?
Sure.
Okay. Because that is a 1 and a 2, so
Ooh.
it's a 4.
Alright. Alright.
well worth the stress there.
So, I'm gonna mark off that clock there, that clock there for the time that you've spent here. But I will say that you could either walk away here with 1d4 supplies, or give someone back an item spot, which could be a long-range flashlight if you'd like.
I think the flashlight would be. That way we'd have, 2.5 reliable sources since we don't know how long the phone's going to last, but. So.
I think we use that until we need the phone flashlight again. Probably a little bit stronger.
Yeah. One of you has a long-range, high-powered flashlight. A full battery.
I was really hoping to find a fine ratchet set, but I'll take this. It's useful now.
Yeah, for sure.
Roach, can you get the lights working?
If you could find the generators and I had about a day to work on it, yeah.
Oh, we don't have that kind of time, I don't think.
Man.
Couldn't you have just said no?
Well, then I'd be lying. You didn't like it when I omitted information.
You are as useful as tits on a pole, I swear.
Oh my God.
If you need to go in the opposite direction of where we're heading and a whole day to do it, you can't do it.
Okay, well, then no, I can't do anything but
Well,
Okay.
that's shocker.
Boots is gonna go over to Retro. Hey, Retro, can you take notes and stuff on that device you have, right? You can jot things down.
A battery, but yeah, what do you want me to write down?
Boots is going to kind of turn to the rest of the group. It might be helpful if we kind of make note of which rooms have some decent supplies so we can come back once we have a working train and just kind of keep track. I don't know if you kept any of your little sticky notes that you keep your maps on, Roadkill, if we want to. I don't know how we're going to do this, but I think it's a good idea.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, definitely mark this room because even this toolbox, too heavy to carry with us right now, but I'd like to take that with us later.
Well, maybe we could have Roach carry it.
He kind of weakened.
He's already pretty slow.
I'm also kind of afraid that it'll rattle around a lot.
I could take a picture of where it is. I could take a picture of the door and be like, this is the one.
But we're taking a picture from the inside unless you want to go back out there and take
No,
it. Don't.
Are we going through here to get around, or are we going back out now that the zombie? Oh.
Is the GPS tracker for your pictures still working?
I don't know if I've had a GPS or a Wi-Fi signal in 13 years, but
I was just curious because, I don't know if you know this, but back in the day, every picture you took had a location stamp.
That's my line. Back in the day is my line. I talk about the past, oh wow.
Well, I'm a survivalist. I didn't take pictures anywhere I didn't want people to see me.
Well, I don't think I have a GPS signal, but I can write down red line, maintenance door, something that.
As long as it won't use too much battery, then.
How long were we walking about? Do you think?
Maybe 6 or 7
mile,
minutes.
half a mile.
6 or 7 minutes.
Okay.
All
We
right, so
to our next station.
Subway stations usually have a little note of what station it is. Do we know what station we went down the?
Yeah.
Do you remember the name?
Dumbass
So we can,
station. This is the dumbest thing I've ever done in my life.
The Denny station.
The Denny's station.
Yes.
We're camped out at a Denny's normally.
Yes,
That's
yes.
totally what it is.
Yes.
I mean, regardless of what I had, it's the Denny station now.
Okay. All right. So it was about a
Cannon.
6-minute walk from the Denny station. Let's go.
All right. Boots, I believe you said that you were like posted up there at the door, just waiting, just
Yes.
in case.
Yeah. Why? Why?
You'd hear, like, after that whole crowd passed by, would just hear very soft sound, feminine sound of someone crying.
Do I
Oh.
sense if it is a sentient mind? I don't know if it's near enough. It says just like in an area or around me, so I don't know if it's near enough.
It's more sentient than zombies you've been fighting.
I would just gonna turn around to the group. Something's crying outside.
What did you
Sounds like it might be a femme person. I am not sure what we want to do about this.
Oh
Is there a
God.
crier in your group?
Oh God.
Uh,
I
yeah?
have to take it. Oh, I know what this is because I've played this game, and I'm just gonna stay quiet because
What
I
you
don't want to
talking
ruin
about?
it.
Yeah, we did. Why?
There's you had a kid.
Boots just said that there was someone crying, and I asked you if there's a crier, and you asked me why. Is the person that he hears the crier in your group?
I don't.
It's just gonna like drag Roach up to the front and just be like, I'm gonna open this door unless you give me an answer. Do you think that this is the person who was in your group?
It
If
could
somebody's
be.
out there and they are hurt, I gotta go help them.
Yeah.
Now we can stick your head out and see if something takes it off, or you can open up your mouth and tell us who the hell that is.
It's hard to recognize someone by their wailing. I don't.
Boots is gonna scoff and shove Roach back further past everybody else. And is going to turn to Roadkill. You
We're going.
ready with your gun? Just in case.
Let's go.
Boots, you have been
I
granted.
draw an arrow out and like load it up, but not pull back yet, just to be ready.
Boots, you've been granted some fate by the lovely fleet. That means that you can spend that fate on any roll to simply re-roll the dice.
Hey, Fleet, thanks. Okay, I might need that. All right, Boots is going to like slowly crack the door open and kind of ear first to see if they can localize which direction it's coming from, if it's the direction that the horde ran to, or if it's back where we came from.
It would be the direction that the horde had been coming from.
Sounds like it's back where we were, back where we started this.
Somebody could have been hurt.
Well, if they're in the direction that the horde came from, they probably have a good reason to be crying. So,
Yeah, that's
we want-
true.
Do we want to spend time going back to get this? I know what Mama Texas is going to say. I know. But
I'm
can
not
we take
gonna
it to
fight
a
Mama
majority
Texas
vote?
coverage.
I mean, honestly, like, what if
Mm.
she's all right and like one of her kids or one of her companions got killed? Like, so she's crying because she doesn't know how to live without them. I don't think we can turn her away. I don't think we can just leave her back there if she's in that
we-
much pain.
That's right. If we save Roach, we gotta save an actual human being.
We're gonna end up with a group of 15 of us walking through here if we keep doing this.
Yeah, and then we'll have more people to go scouting later. It'll be perfect.
If they're all in the same state as Roach, I don't think that's going to be the case.
Oh, we're
but
going to get rid of Roach as soon as humanly possible.
We'll put them together into B team.
all right.
All
Once
right.
we get
I
enough
can
to
agree
make a
with
whole
that.
team out of them,
That
and then they can be on their own.
sound, that sobbing, has gotten louder, kind of indicating that they are headed towards where you are, as opposed to away.
Oh,
Does it sound like it's coming fast?
No, very much a slow moving into it. If they were just kind of wandering.
I mean, we can wait for her to come up here and meet us.
I mean, this is aching my heart, but something's telling me that this is bad.
Any windows in the door that we're in? Is there even like one of those? No, not even one of those tiny little ones. Retro is very against opening the door. She's like, guys, we literally just closed the door to get away from some stuff, and now you want to open it for something else?
All right, I'm gonna have to agree with Retro here because here's my armchair psychology for the day. If you're crying and you're scared, you're gonna be moving fast.
Not if you're
Not if-
super distraught.
Or shock.
Her.
Not if you're injured.
Yeah. Shock would cause you to do unsmart thing.
I mean, when I found my
I said
family,
armchair psychology.
when I found my family dead, I wasn't exactly moving quick. I was barely hanging on for a while there.
All right, well, while we're having this conversation, sounds like they're coming closer down the hall. We're just going to wait for them to get here? See what happens? Or we going to meet them?
We wait to see what's going on, and if it's not something that seems to be alive, then we just shut the door.
After it passes, we could open the door just a crack just to look towards the direction of where they're going and see if they look normal.
I might be able to get a sense through the door if they
Okay.
get close enough, if this is a human or something else.
How would it be something else? I've never heard any zombies make human-like noises before.
All right, none of the zombies
Never
that we've
seen
come
it.
across have had freaky long tongues either, so
Yeah,
I'm not
and-
crossing
That's
anything
true.
off the
That's
list.
true.
And granted, none of I've met are a giant meatball.
There we
That's
go.
also new.
Yeah,
So-
that's new. That's new.
All right.
Maybe something about a working metro brings out the
That's
best in them.
But I love and trust Boots. If they say it's human, I'm going to believe it.
All right, I'm going to shut the door and brace against it. And when they are close enough, I'm going to use my mutant ability scanner to try and read their thoughts and see what comes through.
Yeah. It will only be another minute or so. Well, they're loud enough, and that it sounds like now the voice is actually starting to move away. They start moving past you. What skill do you feel like you would want to apply to that? I can see a read. I could also see an argument for a sway, possibly a prowl.
I would say read. Which I only get 1 dice for because of our discipline, but I'll take it.
You can push it for 2 stress.
That's okay. It was a 6.
Nice.
Yeah. You
This is
would
why I
get
love Boots.
waves of sadness, of pain, of misery, and it just kind of plays on repeat like a stuck record.
But very much human. Like this is somebody who's I would have heard this in somebody else who's just like wrapped in grief.
Not to
With-
this
just
degree.
from my experience. Okay.
These are human emotions, very human emotions, but these are extreme.
Okay. Very quietly, Boots is going to say, whatever it is, it's sad, but I can't guarantee that this is human. I don't think we should open this door. Sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm in a house full of 4 dogs. I'm trying to.
You're fine.
Look, we can't stay in this safe house forever. Eventually, we're gonna have to move.
Player dies.
I mean, you do have the tunnel behind you that leads deeper into the maintenance areas, but this is coming from the door that you had just come from.
I say we just leave this door shut and move along.
Keep moving.
If that's what everyone thinks is best. Majority rules.
Yeah, I'm putting this on you. I mean, this is everything I'm fighting. Not to go out there. If you don't think it's human,
It's not something I would want to risk the group's life for.
Maybe we can send Roach out there to check.
I'm behind that.
Do
What do you think about that?
Just hazing.
I get a vote here?
Absolutely not. Boots is going to grab Roach and drag him back up to the front.
Wait,
Oh
does-
no!
This is horrible.
Yeah, roadkill.
let him make his decision.
Yeah.
I mean, as long as you don't shut the door behind me.
Stick your head out.
Yeah.
And if you recognize them,
Okay, yeah,
tell us.
I can do that.
And if you
Lead-
don't, we close the door. With you on this side, don't worry. We promise.
Okay, yeah. Just don't lock me out. Okay, yeah, I can do this. I can be helpful. See? I can be helpful.
Now, there's a glow stick out there, so maybe you'll be able to see him. So,
Boots is going to grab Roach by the back of the collar. Probably feels like to shove them through the door, but is actually to pull them back if things get hairy so that they can yank them through the door and shut it.
who wants to stand beside the door? Roadkill for sure.
Yeah, Boots,
a-
take the light so Roach can see.
I'm
Boots
gonna.
is. I was going to say, Boots is going to turn and look at the bat and kind of sigh and hold it out to the group and say, somebody should have this. I'm going to be holding Roach and the light in both hands.
Well, I mean, it is kind of your, deal between you and Snap.
I'll
I was planning on just crouching down low and using my bow and just aiming it through the slit in the door just in case something tried running. Like, I wouldn't want the bat to get stuck in the door while we're trying to close it. You know what I mean?
I don't have
Yeah.
any intentions of trying to take your bat, but I can hold the light for you if that makes you feel better.
All right.
Right,
Just,
who's got the
yeah,
light?
You do
I
now.
think you do now. Yeah.
All right. So I think that
Hey, on 3,
it puts Boots, Roadkill, and Roach in the doorway. The rest of you off back.
yeah, I'll back up and basically, just aim.
Yeah,
Okay.
same.
I'll
And
take the
back.
flashlight
Draw.
over the firing hand position. So
I've got Roach in one hand and bat pointed forward if needed to stab through. This is a good time to let chat know that Kian forgot that I am very afraid of zombies. So this is real anxiety and real fear, guys. So just, hang out. Hope you have a good time.
Trust me, I'm burying that fear right now because in actuality, I know exactly what this is, and it is terrifying.
This is the worst idea on the planet.
Yes, indeed.
Well,
And make sure to make a really loud noise when you do it.
the door is opened just enough for Roach to lean out. See him squint, and Roadkill's you lean your hand out at least, flick on the light, and it very much just illuminates the tunnel. This is a heavy duty light. The three of you in the doorway, at least, would see a figure maybe 6-7 feet from the door. It's back to you. Very dirty, like long, kind of blackish hair, very tattered outfit. Very feminine looking figure. Just letting out those low sobs and cries. Shambling forward. Just stop as soon as that light flicks on. The two of you that are in the doorway that can see this figure, I am either going to give you an injury or you can try to resist it with your insight resist.
I
What a
will.
try.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to resist.
Yeah.
Oh, 6.
4.
4 is still a success. That is going to mark off 2 more stress. A 1, a 2, and a 3. Roach is just like staring at this individual, just. Oh no! I know them. Yeah, I recognize.
That's some J horror shit right there.
Do I get any sense of Roach's thoughts? Was there any change in them or anything like that?
It was a lot of false bravado, and then kind of nothing, and then like memories of, yeah, you know this person. I'll just like, oh yeah, of course. Immediately
I'll hold
shouts
on to
out,
Roach's shirt.
hey, over here.
What's their name?
I don't know.
Oh no.
No, if you don't know their name, they're not worth us risking helping them.
I'm gonna start pulling Roach back from the door.
Yeah.
Close the door. Close.
Yes, we can close it.
Close the door.
Door gets shut immediately as he's pulled back.
Okay, that wasn't right.
I was waiting for you to
Um.
describe her claws.
I mean, hard to see too many of the details from this angle.
All right. I think we got to go the other way then.
Yeah, I'm gonna. I mean, denial ain't just a river in Egypt. I think we should just compartmentalize that and just go on our way.
Has she continued her crying outside the door?
It has stopped.
This is still quiet. Fuck. I don't know if she knows. I don't know if she's gonna leave us alone, guys. I am not confident about that. This is Boots talking. Boots is feeling real stressed. Boots is also pretty high on stress, so Boots is starting to get a little panicky.
Do we have something? Can we move something heavy in front of the door and let's relock it first off,
Mhm.
and like, is there anything big we can put in front of the door as well?
The toolbox that was too big for us to carry. It was too
I
big
feel
for us
like-
to carry.
Yeah, but carrying and
So you're like the-
pushing
At,
Yeah.
well,
like
at
two
least,
different things.
and at least we'll hear it if it comes to the door. We'll hear everything.
Definitely
move.
will.
So I say
That's
we
true.
just set it up and start booking it.
So,
Yeah,
like
we'll hear the
like
tools clank if they
chairs.
make it through. Good idea. Yeah.
chairs, tables, like a shelf or something like
Oh
that.
yeah,
we could
like that
prop
entire
in front of
shelf
the-
full of tools. Just grind it over, put it in front of the door.
Oh yeah,
I'm
that'll
already
Oh,
on
that'll
it.
work.
put the
As
loud
you
sound.
put it into place, yeah, that grinding of metal. From the other side of this thick metal door, you just hear tapping.
Mhm.
Yeah,
All right. All
And
right. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
Yep.
I swear to
trauma.com.
God, Roach, if
It's
you
over.
try to go back for her,
Yeah. Does Roach seem to be like back, like okay with leaving her?
It was a few moments of confusion, and then I don't know what that was. That was horrible. Can we go? We should probably go.
Yep.
Yep.
Yep. Yep. We're going.
Yeah, let's
Roach
go.
is lying
So-
again.
The first sensible thing you've said all night.
With that grinding of the tools in place and heading off down this tunnel, you still have the light of that torch. It's very clear. You see smears of crimson along the walls, the occasional just pile of something that you probably don't want to know what it is.
At this point, I am just holding an arrow slack in my bow, not drawing back, but just like having it pointed down and ready to lift at any moment.
Get good probably 8 or 9 minutes of shuffling single file through this tunnel, getting to intersections and having Roach. Okay, that way leads off towards. Yeah, that's towards sanitation, so that won't go anywhere. This will lead us.
Okay,
Yeah, this way.
Anthony Bourdain, can you just tell us which way to go?
It's this way. It's definitely this way.
Definitely, maybe.
It's that point that you would hear a horrific metal screech along the ground. And
Faster.
Shit.
in direct contrast, the crying, it's actually laughing.
Oh no.
No, no, that's being blocked out. I am not hearing that.
But double
We gotta move. We gotta move. We gotta move. Come on, let's go. Let's go.
double timing your efforts, you eventually led through the maintenance tunnels and coming to the closest stop, next to the one that you would come down. This being should be as far as they got in the tunnel before he heard the trains power back down. Coming out into a similar maintenance room with, a fuse box, some small arrays of tools. Although this one does have a desk, see that there's books and papers scattered around it, and even a small cot. Like whoever worked here probably, when they did overnights. If you-
From the tunnel that we came through to this maintenance room, is there a door separating them?
But if you'd like to roll another scrounge roll and take some time to look through everything in the room, you could do that.
We don't have time to scrounge right now. We need to get out of these tunnels. This was a bad idea.
So-
We need to go. We need to go now.
Like the makeshift bed, is it attached to anything or?
No, it's just like one of those foldable cots.
All right, I'm just gonna go ahead and slide it in the hall there, so it's not a door, but it's just another obstacle.
Good idea.
Absolutely. Other than that,
You-
you have the door.
You having fun yet, Retro?
We haven't found the train yet. It's not as, you know.
Can you focus?
I'm
It
focused
actually-
on finding the train.
Arguably, she is the most focused of any of us. So
God bless you, girl.
Train should actually be
Like
right out there.
In all
the-
fairness,
We need to
At the stake-
survive.
at the
We
sake
need
of
to-
making. Sorry,
You're good. Go.
I was gonna say at the sake of making a bad joke, I have tunnel vision right now.
Okay, you're out.
That's good.
Okay, bye guys.
We're-
Good
we're-
luck, I'll leave now.
We're taking Roach.
Can I cosplay? Can I do Roach? We can just let Retro get eaten by whatever that thing that's chasing us. She'll be the sacrifice.
You've officially been moved to the B team.
Oh man! One bad pun.
That's it's the
Hey,
apocalypse.
I liked it.
It was very good.
Thank you.
Roach would point out at least towards the door, gesturing out. The train should be out there. Don't think they got any further than this station at the least. Might have to backtrack just a hair. But that also means that whatever they drew could be out there just sitting there.
Honestly,
You know, since you've been a font of information, were they armed?
Oh, of course.
His crew.
Mhm.
Well, we
Uh,
already know the word to make sure that we don't get hit by them.
Do
I
we?
forgot to write it down.
I
It's
have it.
Reaper.
Reaper,
Reaper,
yeah.
Reaper. Okay, yeah,
Yes,
that's
we don't
right,
have to.
that's
We don't have to
right.
worry about his crew. We just have to worry about whatever zombies if they ditched the train and.
Yeah.
We
The
do know
zombies.
we know the word that Roach told us wouldn't get us shot.
So
That's
we'll
Do
true.
we
just put
know if that
Roach.
word will?
We'll just put Roach first and tell him to start screaming it.
There we go.
That's
Yeah.
fair.
I wouldn't lie to you.
Nope.
Yeah,
They
they wouldn't
changed it in the last few
recognize our
hours.
voices.
The first words you said to me were a lie. There's nothing in here. The
Wait.
map we're following was right in front of your face.
That
And
You
thing's
said
coming.
you said you knew whatever that thing was, and you didn't actually know it. So sorry, Roach. You're on thin fucking ice right now.
And let's be honest, son. Do you think that they tell you the right word? Heck, we've met you.
I
I was just thinking they might have changed it since the last time they ditched him.
well, Roach is gonna add a trauma of depression now.
I have succeeded.
Um, yeah, he would just kind of trail off of. I mean, that's what they told me that it was, but
Now you're gonna make me feel guilty, and I'm
Okay,
gonna accept.
I'm actually feeling super anxious about this. I feel like if we go out there and the train's out there, so are all of the zombies that were drawn that way. I think we should go up to the next station and get out that way. I think we need to start moving quick. I think that we need to survive these tunnels.
have to backtrack to find a tunnel to the station. This
We've
is
made it this far. Let's
the dead
get the
end.
train. Out of
Alright.
game. Have a question for you
Hmm?
on the class items.
Hmm?
So I can just say I have what's in there and count it as pulling an item
Mhm.
off
Yep.
of the load. Okay.
You can do from
I've-
your specific class items or just the generic items that everyone has access to.
Okay.
Okay.
So I'll pull out a bottle of nitro for a car. We can blow them up if it's a horde. Let's
I
go
like
for
that plan.
Mhm.
Okay.
You know what? Give me 1 second. I'm also going to mark off one of my class items real quick. And that's going to be booby traps.
Ooh.
Ooh.
it. Nice.
And I am going to set up a tripwire with a little explosive device right where that bed is.
Absolutely.
Like, so as soon as she tries to push the bed out of the way, it's gonna go up.
Would
We'll
you
have to make sure we mobilize right after she sets that up.
Yeah.
roll? Prowl would go for making this as unseeable as possible.
Sure.
I mean, even
You
on
know
a
what? I'm
failure,
gonna
you
push
can't.
it. I'm gonna push it.
Critically fail.
Double ones. And a 3. But
Okay, the 3 matters.
Difference. That's
Big difference. I mean, you are definitely going to be able to set it. That's not even a question. Just how noticeable or how effective, like the direction of the shape of the charge, making sure it's pointed at the exact right spot, making sure that the trigger goes off at exactly the right time. It's very, very precise work. And on the very short timetable you have,
yeah,
maybe have
rush
to
through
cut a
it.
few corners, yeah.
Yeah, just like put one end tied around like the leg of the thing, the other one attached to the wall, and just like set up the explosive device right there without even trying to hide it.
Mhm.
Not clean work, just fast work.
Absolutely.
While this is happening, I'm going to go listen at the door, see if there's anything that is hanging out on the other side. Sounds like there's a horde of zombies hanging out on the other side.
There's no sound.
Whatever's over here is quiet. Should probably start making moves.
All right, let's go. I don't want to be here when it pushes this thing out of the way. It's gonna blow up pretty big.
Get her done.
Point. Let's go.
Already going through the door.
Crack the door open.
As a group.
Step out, and we're staring at 2, 4 dozen humanoid individuals, all just standing there, kind of staring off into space. Not moving, not even reacting to the door opening. Standing there.
I don't want this mannequin bullshit.
I mean, they're
Oh, man.
they're definitely
One,
undead,
2,
but
3.
they aren't in like a hunt. They are simply kind of on standby.
All right. Well, I have 3 of my 5 items marked so far. I'm gonna mark another one from the basic list, and I'm gonna throw a frag out there.
Wait.
I was thinking sneak.
All right, I'll wait.
Uh,
I'll wait.
We'll
they're
prepare
not
a frag.
attacking. I was thinking we try to just skirt.
We'll hold the frag.
I swear.
We can sneak. Never mind. I don't do that.
I turned the valve back off on the bottle of nitrous.
I'm gonna make you my official daughter, but that ended it right there.
So you have at least 2 forms of massive explosive damage currently on your person, just in case.
We haven't found the train yet, and if we blow something up, it's gonna bring everything else on us. So maybe we wait until the last second to do that.
I just realized we could have made sure we were near a door that we could escape through really quickly and then cause an explosion down the tunnel. So they would have all gone away from us.
This
Yeah,
would be
well-
a perfect time for a flashback.
Oh yeah, you can
Oh,
spread the
that's
stress
cool.
to do a flashback.
Hey!
Yeah,
Okay.
I misunderstood flashbacks, so awesome.
yeah.
All right.
So
Retro is a genius.
She's
retro.
thinking retroactively.
Yes.
What does this look like as you set up this diversion before you went off through the tunnels? What's it look like?
So I'm thinking this is gonna be before I'm thinking we probably have something that can trigger after a minute or two, so we can make sure we clear the area, and that would also give us time for the interaction with that weird crying thing that's now chasing us. And actually, it makes sense because if we really think about it, then maybe that we were thinking that we could save that person from the explosion if it was a crying woman kind of thing. But I feel like we have some kind of delayed timer explosive that when we put it down, we'll know that right before we go in that door and it starts to go off, we'll know that everyone will start heading in that direction. So that all of a sudden, as soon as we sneak through the door, we think we're getting off scot-free. We go totally like circumventing the entire area, so we don't really have to worry about the explosion. And hopefully by the time we get to where we're going now, everything will have moved to the sound of the explosion that we just created down the tunnel. So I don't know if that's something that Snipe could potentially set up.
Well,
Do you have
feel
some kind of
like,
booby trap that you could?
And I can lend because and spend one of my my load in for,
1 stress
for
plus
radio.
a hack roll, because that is for jury rigging contraption.
Okay, I have that.
So could with my radio, could I say that it's like a radio detonator?
Yeah, you want to take 1 stress to assist.
5 and a 6.
Nice.
You do get an extra dice from Mama Texas for helping you out with the radio,
Perfect.
because you could critically succeed.
All right, yeah, I'll mark
All
this
right, let's see.
booby trap and say I gave it to her to set up.
You have 2
I
extra
just rolled a
dice.
2 on the other one, so no crit successes, but
You have,
still
a,
got a 6.
you have a dice from both Mama Texas and from Snipe.
Oh my gosh. Okay. We are becoming a full crew. I love it. Oh, and that's a 1. Oh my god.
Okay. But you still get the
My
6.
dice-
Got the
My
six.
dice loved me
We
until they
still got
hated
the 6.
That's so on point. Yeah.
So yeah, just 1 point of stress, and as you open the door to peer out, you're staring at this horde, and you just counting down, like, the timer set on your phone of like 10, 9, and then it hits 0. Why is it? Where is the? And then boom, down the tunnel. It just physically shakes the ground around the point where it exploded. And immediately the 4-ish dozen undead in this room are on their feet and just shambling over top of each other, take off down the tunnel.
I
And
love flashbacks. It's awesome.
flashbacks
Great
are a
job.
fantastic mechanic.
Honestly, that's my favorite thing about this system is the flashback mechanic.
That was
And
way to come in clutch, Retro. That was so solid.
Perfect.
Yeah, that was a great call.
Thanks, guys. And
All right,
thanks for all
let's
the help,
move.
too. That was sick.
with that, step out. You're around pretty empty now. And just barely around the corner, like sticking out from the tunnel that connects the 2 stations, you can see just the tip of the nose.
There's your train.
Start heading towards it. Think all
Let's
the
move.
zombies are cleared.
Let's hoof it.
Let's go.
All right.
All
Retro's,
right.
Retro's hightailing it. She's like high stepping.
I'm gonna prowl to try to stay hidden while moving towards it. Is that cool? That's a 3. So I think I'm hidden.
How far from your companions are?
I'd probably just say like 10, 15 feet back, just like trying to stay in the shadows.
Sort of like we did before, earlier.
The rest of your companions start moving towards the train as you just kind of fall back a little, keeping as much eye on things as you can, really only being able to see what's illuminated by your your chem light and the flashlight that it occasionally waves across the room. As you see them reach the train, you can feel this rumbling in the floor. Just for a moment. Something heavy just hit.
This is the 11-foot tall one, isn't it?
Yep, this is the meatball.
A
There's-
meatball! No!
something big. There's something big around here. Everybody, like, I completely dropped the stealth and move towards them as quickly as I can. There's something big. I just felt the ground rumble a little bit.
Well, you completely cleared out the exploding ones. It took off with the horde. You cleared out, obviously, the horde. And you'd even see, like, broken glass from the ones that were in the train, hidden in little compartments, tucked away in hard-to-see little nooks that got up, and were able to circumvent as they just physically shoved themselves out the windows to follow the horde, finding the train relatively empty, other than the dead bodies of Roach's old crew. You see their bags of gear still loaded up there at the front of the train. Which, if
Be morbid. This worked out pretty well with them already being dead.
Yep.
the fact that you cleared this out so effectively, I'll even add an extra D4 if 3 of you could each roll a D4 for me for supplies.
Sure.
I will not
You
be
know what?
able
I'm
to
gonna
see.
rile my purple and blue for this because it's one of my favorite colors.
Oh,
of
I
my
only got a
dice.
1.
I'm
I
only in
also got
possession
a
of
one.
D6, so
1 and a 1. And I can roll the last D4 if we need.
Please.
I don't-
'cause- Yeah, mine are buried.
I'll use my bloody dice.
Caltrop of dice. Try to keep that. in place.
That's a 3. So that's 5 supplies total.
Oh, nice.
That
Nice.
means we can unmark up to 5 of the things. Or
You could spend a supply in mission to add to unmark one of your load, but they're also useful outside of it. Or if you just want to be like, if you need an extra dice, you can just be like, I would like to burn a supply and add an extra dice. Welcome to do.
Alright. I am going to go ahead and unmark one thing because I already had all 5 marked. And I just want something
Fair
because
enough.
I took a medium load.
But as you reach the front of this train, you can see that the entire control panel has been opened up. They have been messing with the wires to try to get this thing running. And there's a nice big ol' area of it that is just this charred mass of where the electrical fire hit, exploded, short-circuited this part of the train, and then died. As Snipe comes running towards you, shouting about hearing something. Roach immediately looks at the wires, looks at you. I can fix that. I'm actually good at that.
How
Do
long?
it.
I've as fast as I can, and we'll just immediately like drop to the ground in front of the wires and just like start ripping away burnt chunks of wire.
Set up a perimeter, everyone.
Mm-hmm.
You got 5 minutes.
Doesn't even
I'm
respond,
going
is just
to-
focused.
I'm
I
going
will-
to take my perimeter location by the bodies and scrounge through them.
Mm.
I
I will.
am
I
actually
will
going to
assist- Oh,
list and do some initiative. So just 3d6 plus your finesse. And just let me know what you get.
Total or highest?
Highest plus your finesse.
Is that all of us?
Yep. A 5 from Retro.
6.
5.
6 from Roadkill.
5.
5 and
Jesus,
5.
we're all going at the same time.
Boots got a 7.
Ooh.
If I rolled well, I would have had a really good one. I only rolled a 3, so I got a 5.
Oh, see, I have no finesse, so I just rolled a
0
cold
finesse.
5.
Nice.
Okay. Well, Boots,
Got lucky
you
with
get
that.
to the bodies. Not even the packs, because your team has already kind of started to dig through them, but the bodies themselves. Would you like to roll scrounge?
I would. I rolled highest earlier was a 3, but I'm going to use my fate die from Fleet.
Thank you,
roll
Fleet.
another one. And that was a 2, so the highest one was a 3.
What are you looking for?
Probably. Any ammo.
Okay. Yeah.
Specifically what would work for roadkill, but if there's arrows, anything that I know that we would have something for back at camp or in the van that we could use.
Yeah. Absolutely. I would say that you have a generic stock of ammo that anyone can use.
Awesome.
Unfortunately, with a 3, that means that is going to be your entire turn of looking through bodies.
No worries.
The individual, the creature, also rolled a 7.
Mhm.
And as you all are starting to post up, that rumbling continues in almost this rhythmic fashion of. And coming up the tracks, a figure that just at first looks like it could simply be the front of a train, just marching towards you. The more you can see, the more it is this mass of flesh and metal that is just hauling as fast as it can go towards your train. It is going to let's go ahead and just pick up a chunk of rubble and just hurl it.
So I'm guessing, size-wise, if we were to, say, theoretically get the train going fast enough and try to hit it with the train, it would also do damage to the train.
It would,
If not... Okay.
but I mean,
Yeah.
this thing is not
Sounds
invincible. That would deal tremendous damage to it. But
And I have a quality for that.
whoever feels like they would be still out on the platform, if any of you, I need you to make some kind of skill check that you feel you would use to avoid the just massive, jagged chunk of rock and rebar that is currently being hurled your way
Where were the bodies?
in the train.
Good.
Really be on the platform, trying to give cover.
Fair enough.
What do I roll here?
Whatever skill you feel you would use to try to avoid this.
Yeah, these skills to avoid large cinder blocks being thrown at my head. Would read the situation. I
Sure.
realize something's heading towards my head.
Yeah, just take that moment to judge where it looks like he's aiming.
Okay. Oh, that is double sixes.
Nice.
Full on just dive and roll out of the way as it hits and just goes skipping off into the wall, slamming into the wall behind all of you. It is going to roar out a challenge that'll bring us to roadkill.
All right, so is there any type of machinery in the area other than the train?
I mean, yeah, what are you looking for?
Maybe like construction equipment or anything that they would use to work down
Yeah.
here?
Absolutely.
All right, so I'm going to hop on one of those and use my maximum overdrive. Can I consider him a smaller vehicle?
Would be a vehicle, yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to ram him then.
You are basically on a forklift going full speed towards this
Okay.
mountain of muscle.
Since it's a forklift, I'm going to raise the forks to about 3 feet tall.
Wait, how tall is this thing? You might want to raise it a little higher.
Yeah, maybe about, or I want to try to midsection wherever.
So midsection would be about 5 to 6 feet.
Okay.
I just imagine that you all hear as Roadkill just sprints across the plaza, fix bayonets, and then raises the, the forklift. But yeah, go for it.
I'll take 2 stress. I'm good right now, so.
You can also take a devil deal for an extra die.
I only have 4 dice, so. If I had another one here, I probably would at this point. But all right, well, there is a 6 and a lot of lot of failure underneath that.
A lot of
I got a
non-sixes. Yeah.
6.
You all watch Roadkill. Will you paint this picture for us?
So I'm assuming like it's coming down the track. Is that right?
It is.
All right. So I would have been getting ready to start helping Roach with the mechanical aspects of it. See this thing coming, jump out one of the broken windows, run and hop onto the forklift that, fortunately enough, somebody left the keys in.
Heck yeah.
And then I'm going to like dead sprint toward it as the forks are raising on it, and kind of jump the tracks coming toward it from the side.
Real Dukes of Hazzard,
Drive
just
through it. Yes, exactly.
catching that thing like mid-chest, like as it's full on, as much of a sprint as it can. The two forces colliding. How? I mean, did you take the time to like clip in the seatbelts? Like any sort of safety precautions?
No?
Irresistible forklift versus the unmovable meatball. Here we go.
Yeah.
I am
Right into the
reckless,
gut.
so.
Wow.
I will give you a chance to resist this with your with a prowess resist. Otherwise, you are going out the window of this forklift and onto the ground.
Alright. Highest is a 5?
That's a success. You do take one stress, but just brace
Alright.
yourself as you impact, and you're now probably less than 2 feet away from the face of this thing, which is actually like 4 or 5 faces kind of positioned around each other. And most of them are mouth open, just growling at you. But you are thankfully in the protective cage of the forklift at the moment. That brings us to Retro.
Oh, that's me. Sorry. Okay, so I'm seeing all of this happen with the forklift, and I don't really have anything badass that I can do in the meantime other than just try to shoot at it and make sure that I am trying to avoid hitting roadkill, because I mean I'm assuming the forklift, like I could probably aim for the head and not have to worry
Absolutely.
about.
Like this,
Yeah,
the
okay.
forks are impaled at this thing's midsection, and the forklift is now just stuck there.
Okay. So I guess we're just gonna, what do I have for, we said this was hunt
yeah.
for, okay. All right, I'm just gonna try and shoot at it and see if I can melt one of its faces.
Absolutely.
I got a 6 and a 3, but a 6.
Like to push it, maybe get a crit.
Last time I tried to get a crit, I got a 1 and a 2. I don't know if I trust my luck right now.
I'm just fishing to try to give you more stress.
Literally trying to stress me out. I thought this would be a fun game.
Yeah, your shot is true, aiming straight for the head. What does this look like?
One of
the heads.
She tries to see which head is the biggest of all of them. She's kind of hoping that maybe there's like a central head that's like they're all sharing one part of a non-sentient brain type. I don't know. Seeing if she can aim at something that'll actually make it just stop. And she finds one that she thinks looks the biggest, and she just aims, and like she literally is like focusing really hard, and takes a second and shoots and watches its face just kind of like, she's almost hit it in the mouth, I think. So she just almost kind of sees, well, no, she'd hit it in the head. That would be stupid to hit it in the mouth. But just one brain just looks like it melts. And I don't
Really?
know if the other ones around it like start freaking out or anything, but
I mean, as soon as that's melted away, you see like like collarbone and like femur bones that are sticking out, just bones that don't make any sense for being up near the head.
It's not supposed to be there. I'm not a doctor, but that's not supposed to be there.
It does let out this guttural cry of pain as one of the heads is fully just melted. Roadkill, you have to kind of back up a little as it's just globules of melted zombie that just go down onto
Sorry.
the forklift. But yeah,
Didn't think
that's
about that.
definitely hurting it. That is another success towards killing it. Mama Texas.
Seeing, this thing now impaled, I'll just basically drop to one knee and open up with my assault rifle.
Absolutely. Pushing the roll?
Oh yeah,
Absolutely. Who needs stress?
yeah. No meatball, hurts my roadkill. Is it? It's hunt.
Yep.
you said? Man, that is a 2, a 4, and a 6. Okay.
Absolutely success. Another one of the heads just gets filled with bullets. Any like to describe this scene?
Yeah, just the old muscle memory comes back, and she just basically drops down. Fires off 3 rounds, then 3 rounds again. Just basically center mass.
Absolutely. Their success. So I think you are still positioned out on the platform.
Yeah, just basically she comes around the side of the train, just opens up.
Absolutely. Brings us to Snipe.
All right, so I do have an idea.
Hit me.
Since I did mark the frag,
Mhm.
is it possible that I rigged up like a Hawkeye situation?
Are we doing a flashback?
Oh,
Oh yeah, I think I'll mark a stress for a flashback for that. I definitely rigged up a Hawkeye arrow set to explode.
Yeah. Would you actually roll your hack for me?
Ooh, I can try.
Or if you got assistance from someone else, they could.
Could we say I got assistance from someone else?
Yeah.
Is anyone good at hack that has some stress to spare?
I mean, I'm not all the way stressed that I have to take a trauma, so I can do it.
Alright,
I've got
cool,
less,
cool.
and I've got hack. So
Yeah.
this kind of falls into.
If someone would like to roll in Snipe's stead, you could just take 1 stress and then roll your hack.
Okay, cool.
I have 2 hack. So
Yeah.
do you want me to do it?
2 dice, yeah.
And then so that would be 2 and then +1 for Snipe assisting me?
And +1 for your discipline.
Right, okay, cool.
And then if you want to push it, it would be 5 dice.
No, I got a 6, 2 4s, and a 1, so
So you're-
still did it.
Yeah,
Thanks a lot.
absolutely.
This is gonna help out. This is gonna be a big, good thing. Thank you.
Oh, and do we get an extra dice for a roll? Read the Blanken manual. Since that's technically.
Oh
pretty
yeah, yeah. You would actually already have 5 dice for that.
Okay, let's see what this one does. I gotta hope for a 6. I swear, if this is a 1, I'm gonna be
Come
mad.
on, crit.
It was a 3. It was a normal.
Wow.
I'm sorry. My
It's
dice
cool.
hate me. It keeps giving me 6s, but if I try for a second one, it's just like, absolutely not.
All right. Flashback to when you and Retro made this impromptu explosive frag grenade arrow. Pull it out. Go ahead and make your hunt roll.
All right. If I say I like bounce down onto the tracks, run to the other side, and crouch down to take a shot, could that count for my predator focus for the extra die?
If
And it is sort of distracted with a
yeah,
forklift.
it would
Yeah.
Forklift, 2 of its heads impaled.
eat
You know
up
what?
the rest of your turn to get to that spot and take the shot. But yeah,
I have a devil's bargain for
Ooh.
you.
yes.
Roadkill's right there.
Roadkill is right there.
I'm obsessed with survival.
This is true.
I'm just gonna take the shot, and whatever happens, happens.
Getting an extra dice, but
Sorry, roadkill.
there is going to
Drove a
be.
forklift into it. I wasn't self-preservation in the slightest. So
You're getting the extra dice, but there is going to be some collateral damage.
Yeah. All right, so 4 dice. Got it.
I'm anywhere near Mama Texas before she shoots this off. I'm gonna say you might need to be prepped in a minute. Knowing that I literally helped set up the exploding shot. Yeah.
What you do, girl? What you give them?
I got a 5, so
might-
pretty good, but not amazing.
It is.
Might be an explosive going right in the area of where Roadkill is right now. Didn't expect him to do the forklift thing.
Me either.
That is another success, as that impact explodes is going to just rip apart that forklift. Roadkill, that grenade is going off. You'd have a moment to see like the shot going out at least, and then see that explosion starting to go off. What would you like to do to resist this?
Can I say I yelled take cover before I fired it?
Fair enough.
Just to give him the heads up.
I will give you an extra dice to not get blown up.
all right, could that be like a prowess resistance?
Works for me.
I'll actually mark that as a help since I calling out and yelling out. I'll take the
Works for
extra
me.
stress for that.
Critical success.
Beautiful.
2 6s.
Oh.
Nice.
So, I'm going to throw something out here. You don't have to agree with it, but as I'm jumping off, I leave the nitrous can on the forklift open.
Beautiful. Between the grenade and the nitrous can, I'm gonna mark a total of 3 injuries to this thing. As you just shove out, land, hit the ground hard, and have to roll, immediately get to your feet. It's just no air in your lungs, just feeling the impact onto your shoulder, but still running. That first explosion goes off, and then a second fiery explosion of basically napalm fills that area with fire and light. And for a moment, you all have to shield your eyes and aren't exactly sure the fate of that thing at the moment. But yeah.
I do want to yell towards Roach and just see how the process with getting the train going is. See if we can get out of here on a train before this fills up with smoke.
I'm working on it.
I'm more worried that we
much
just set
longer?
off we just set off another explosion that will attract those zombies back.
Hey!
That was a 5, so he at least gets to fill 1 clock towards fixing the train, or 1 part towards the train clock. At the bottom of initiative, I think Mama Texas and Retro are still on the platform. With no more booby trap there, just simply a bunk that it could push out of the way, step out the door, keep to the shadows for a moment. As that explosion happens, all of your attentions are diverted to it. As it leaps, fingers extended out in 7-8 inch long claws, it just lets out a scream. And between Mama Texas and Retro, I need to know who wants high and who wants low.
Prince?
Do I notice this?
You'd hear the scream as it leaps, but I mean, you're
Then-
all staring at a fireball explosion.
Yeah, I'm instinctively pushing Retro out of the way. So
Don't even
I'll
need
take
to roll then. It's full on lands. You feel the claws just digging into whatever impromptu armor you might have, whatever clothing. The claws just like a hot knife into butter. You took this blow. There was no chance there. You pushed her out of the way. I assume you'd like to try to resist this.
Yes.
It is a predator, so you do get one fewer dice for this.
Okay.
And this is prowess.
I am reading that right. I've only got one cross in prowess.
So that means
you roll 2 and take the lower.
Got it. 5 and a 4, so it's a 4.
It's still a success, just with complications. You feel this thing like
Complication. I had somebody's claws through me.
just you hear that scream and just instinctive just shove Retro out of the way. This thing lands on your back and you just feel knives just jabbing into your collarbone, coming out the front as it full on puts its weight on you, pins you to the ground.
It should be there.
Just starts cackling. So yeah, you have a level 2 injury of being impaled.
Oh, would you look at that? I've been impaled.
That means you have -1 dice to anything physical, as long as you are impaled to the ground. But that brings us back to the very top of initiative. Boots.
I would guess, I'm hoping that I was still kneeling down, and so was kind of guarded by like the like not directly in front of the windows from the explosion.
Absolutely.
So I'm not currently at least blinded by it. I would imagine though that probably Mama Tess and Retro were closer to me.
Yeah, they were right outside the train door.
Okay. So standing up, hearing Retro Mama Tess sort of hollering about this, I'm going to run out there and just swing my baseball bat and try to knock its head off.
Go for it.
I'm so stressed, y'all.
Just to push the roll for an extra die.
Yeah, I am.
I would.
Can I take
Absolutely am.
Can I take a stress that literally I do a push up, so I'm lifting it up?
Absolutely.
Oh yeah.
I will even give you a devil deal here. I will offer you one.
Okay.
Give you an extra dice on the attack, but its attention will shift solely to you.
I think that character-wise, yeah, Boots would want that. Okay, so wait, I got the extra dice for Mama Tess.
Mhm.
I got the extra dice for Push, and I'm getting another extra dice for the Devil's Deal.
Yep.
Rolling 5 dice, man. If one of these...
Come on.
Woo!
Come on.
Hey, that's a crit!
Yes.
Yes.
Beautiful.
Oh, man.
The bat just sinks into this thing and it lets out another screech of pain, almost so loud that it starts to hurt your ears. Just power on through, on shoving it off of Mama Texas. Now, solely with its attention, as the bat is still embedded in it, one of the claws is going to break up to try to hit you.
All right.
Yeah. So a prowess resist, or you can simply take it and continue the assault.
I am... I'm gonna resist.
Okay.
Also, just for a record, for the last one, that was 2 6s and 3 5s, so that was a really solid roll.
Nice.
Oh, sorry, Mama Texas. What did you get for your resist roll? 4?
A 4, yeah.
So you do take 2
It's a 5
stress,
and a 4.
2 stress from that.
Okay. And what happens to now? Am I no longer impaled?
You are no longer impaled.
Okay.
You still have the gaping wound, but
Wound. Oh man.
I rolled a 5 on my resistance.
take just 1 stress and are able to deflect the claws. It is just a fury of just swiping at the air to try to cleave you. But that was a massive blow into this thing. The thing that is currently on fire with the forklift impaled into its midsection, grenade exploding in its face. I mean, as that fire clears, I think probably Roadkill and Snipe would see this most clearly. That it is down to like skeleton and muscle. It's so much of it has been blown and burned away that it's kind of just this standing husk. Which even as you are watching those points where you burned away limbs and flesh, it starts to bubble as if the flesh was boiling and then extends back over the bones as if its skin was just alive and knitting itself back together. But for the moment, it's incapacitated. Roadkill.
That changes things.
That thing's invincible.
It seems to just simply find a body whenever it gets injured, just absorbs them and uses them to reconstitute.
All right, so I can spend a supply and get another item.
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay, because there was one thing that I did have planned for him that I've not used yet, so I'm going to go ahead and 1 supply and pull the toe chain out of my
Ooh.
backpack.
Okay.
And I'm going to use that to attempt to hook to what appears to be like central spinal area, like whatever's holding this thing together,
Mhm.
and just get the hook around that.
Yeah, it can't move. It is just kind of standing there, so that would be very easy.
You know what? I don't trust that. I'm still pushing anyway.
Okay.
I feel like wreck makes sense for this. It's chaos.
I would accept that, yeah.
All right, I got a 5.
No problem. It is
And
firmly hooked, even as the flesh is starting to grow around the chain where you just hooked it.
all right, and then if there's any time, I'm going to be looking for something to tie the other into.
With a 5, yeah. You'd have like the rail itself, you'd have nearby posts. You could even say it's long enough to tie it to the front of the train.
Yes. Yes. The train.
All right.
Oh, drag this thing behind it once it gets up and going. I like that.
Okay. You are able to hook it around, get onto your feet, crawl back over to the front of the train, and just loop it around. And they'll say that as you're pulling yourself back up off the tracks onto the platform, that will bring us over to Retro.
So the thing that is on top of Mama Texas is still alive,
It is.
but focus on is it still raised in the air, kind of how he had the push up or she had the push up going?
It was very
Or
much
is that-
knocked off of Mama Texas and kind of like crumpled to the ground a little bit, and then is now on its feet, going toe to toe
Sure.
with Boots.
So I don't even have to worry about accidentally hitting anybody if I try to hit it with my laser pistol. So I'm basically imagining that right now I am like definitely gonna push the roll because Mama Texas just saved my life, and I am like basically like on the ground, and I'm like reaching for my pistol, like laying down and like trying to aim best I can, and probably yelling some obscenities at it for for what just happened.
How are you looking for stress?
I actually am not that bad. I only have 3, and 2 of them I took within the first like half hour of the session. So
Okay.
I only have 2 left.
okay, I have not been
Same.
playing recklessly enough. This is what I'm learning.
Three.
So when you push yourself, you do take 2 stress. When you help someone else,
Okay.
you take 1. Just so everyone knows. But yeah,
Okay.
take your shot.
All right, so I'm taking 2 stress to get an extra die, and hopefully hitting this thing and getting some revenge. I got a 4 and a 5, so still not 6, but it's a 5.
It's still a success. It's
Pretty good.
shots. I mean, you're kind of timing it between when it's swinging at Boots and when Boots is, dodging back and forth. One hits like the midsection to upper chest and just starts to burn away. And not so much a scream of pain, but almost a scream of laughter just starts to,
Oh, I hate it.
it's continuously lets out this scream now, almost like a siren.
Ugh. And then at the end of my turn, as hopefully over the sound of this thing, she is yelling again at Roach, ETA on the train!
Well, Roach, for the 3 rolls that he has done, has gotten a 5, a 5, and a 6.
So 1
But,
more
like-
roll probably. Or 3 more rolls.
Should I be like hopping on the train in a second kind of thing? Like, are we
Mhm.
about to...
You're like trying to talk over the screaming here. It's just I think, and then this sound of someone just being filled with a thankfully non-lethal amount of electricity, just and then you hear someone hit the deck of the train. The lights come out, they all flick to life. You hear the train start to, like, even at this moment, it starts to fight against the braking system. It's active. But that will bring us down to Mama Texas. You have this thing flanked. You're currently like on the ground seeing this battle.
Because I'm in close combat right now, I don't want to shoot and risk hitting Boots. So I instinctively go for my combat knife. And it looks human, correct? Human-ish?
Ish.
And my instinct is to basically hamstring it with my combat knife and slow it down.
Ooh, absolutely.
So I'm going to spend, one of my, I guess, is that a primitive weapon?
Yeah, just the knife, yeah.
Okay.
I
Um,
expend.
Ice Shelf Collective, thank you so much for the raid. We're playing some Blades in the Dark, or a hack of Blades in the Dark called Glow in the Dark.
Or rot in the dark, I guess.
Rat in the Dark. Zombie Apocalypse. I'm using all kinds of monsters that I definitely didn't steal from Left 4 Dead.
Can I expend a stress to like kind of hold the creature in place and give Mom Tex that extra dice?
Yeah, take 1 stress to
Also-
assist, absolutely.
I have 1 left, you guys. I'm super excited. I'm so hyped.
Would this be kind of like a hunt
I mean,
or a prowl?
a hunt, a prowl, a wreck, yeah, even a finesse I could see an argument for. A hack.
And I think I'll go with hunt. I've got 1 in. So I've got 1 in hunt, so that's 2 dice.
Yep. Unless you want to push it.
Oh yeah, I'm pushing it.
Take 2 stress and get 3 dice.
Unstressed left people.
Plus the don't we
Oh,
get something in hunt for relic for discipline?
Does discipline add to hunt?
Yes.
Hack reader hunt.
Yeah.
Yep, absolutely.
Oh, okay.
So 4 dice.
Thank you. 2 5s and 2 3s. So,
This feminine figure, just now that you've had more time to stare at it, you see it's very, very gaunt. And the fingers are just basically pointed down to these long knives. And its face, though it looks very human still, as it's letting out this scream of laughter and pain, the jaw just opens up far too wide. And it's just letting out like this blackish drool as it does. But yeah, that's absolutely a success as you just start hacking away at its calves, causing it to start to sag under the weight of the damage, and just simply being face to face with Boots. That thing is not looking great.
swing, boot, swing.
If you'd like, you could get up and start making your way to the train. Or you could...
My focus is these are my babies.
All right.
I'm not letting my babies get hurt.
Snipe from your hidden position. You saw Roadkill climb up and out off the tracks back onto the platform. You can hear commotions that the others are dealing with, not that you can quite see it from where you are. Snipe?
Oh, shoot. Sorry. I was looking at the discipline thing because I had completely
All
missed
good.
that before. I should have been having an extra dice for all of these attacks, and I didn't even realize it. So yeah, I put the extra point into hunt because of course I did. But yeah, so I see the thing regrowing, but it's attached to the train, and the other thing is still up, but looking very hurt.
From where you
Right.
are, you can't see the witch.
All right, then I did hear it,
Did.
but
You can
I
still hear
also
it. It
know
is
there's
still
a lot
screaming.
of people over there. Honestly, I think I'm more concerned with the tank right now. So I am gonna mark my last item actually, since I did clear one. And I'm gonna mark a Molotov, since I saw Roadkill run away from it. I figure if it is regrowing, then we may as well try to counteract that regeneration with some fire and burn it away. So I'm gonna
Absolutely.
just like run up to like 20 feet away from it and just like, well, 15 feet, just for, and then just like throw it right at the thing.
Yeah. I would definitely call that a hunt
Cool.
with...
And I don't
Extra
have
dice?
any.
I would give you even a free extra dice because it can't move at the moment.
Oh, cool. Yeah, and I don't have enough stress to
Push it.
push myself.
Just don't critically fail. Just whatever you do. You did not roll all ones. You didn't.
No. But I rolled 2 1s and 2 2s.
Snipe is now on fire.
I think I got fire.
Okay. Since none of you can see that angle at the moment, you would all hear the glass shatter. You'd see that flame just fill the tunnel with light for a moment. And we'll come back to Snipe. That brings us to the witch, who is going to simply start trying to rend Boots to little shreds. Yeah, as this thing starts coming at you with just a flurry of claws. would you like to do?
Um, I would like to. Can I just, instead of trying to avoid it, can I let it hit me and try to hit it at the same time?
Absolutely, you
to do that.
can. Yeah.
Hell yeah, let's do that. I am gonna where the dice go. Oh god, I'm gonna get to roll. I think I get to roll too. Oh, I got a 5.
Yeah.
Yes.
That is going to give it a 5th success. As those of you on the platform see this thing just start burying its claws into Boots, who just reels back, waits for the perfect moment, and then it's just a baseball swing into this thing's upper chest and neck region with just a sick crack. It impacts. And Boots, I'm actually going to change it. This claws just start tearing into you over. There's moments where just starts getting those just flashes of memories of what's led you here. All these fights, everything that's hardened you to the warrior that you are, going through the virus, that's surviving it, surviving the apocalypse, and finally meeting these people. What is the one thing you would say that keeps you moving?
No.
I think Boots first thinks of Mama Tess and her commitment to saving everyone that is around them. And unfortunately, I think what keeps Boots going is the antiviral in their pocket that they brought with them. And they are thinking about Roach and the chance to give that to them once we are safe and sound so that they won't become a zombie. And Boots is a little angry about it because they're like, fuck, I don't want that to be my last thought. But I think that antiviral has kind of been burning a hole in their pocket since they met Roach.
Would you roll a resolve resist?
Oh my god, I don't even know how to do that. Oh, I see. Okay. Oh, I rolled a 6.
Nice.
As the two of you you feel those claws just impale into your ribcage and start driving upwards, cutting through flesh and muscle. You just swing out and crack into that side of that thing's head, and it just embeds. And it finally drops, pulling the claws out of your ribcage. You all see Boots like slump down along with this thing, bleeding heavily from the abdomen, but still very much alive.
No, babe. No.
It's all right. It's all right. We got things to do. Got to get everybody on the train. And I am going to actually pull out the antiviral and hand it to Mama Tess and say, make sure that Roach gets this once we're safe. And that will be it for me.
You're getting through this. You are getting through this.
All of rest of you, with the enemies neutralized, would start hauling your way onto the train. You see Roach currently like blinking up at the ceiling, still what's left of his hair is just on end. The controls are there, they are active, and need to jump over to Snipe
Checking it.
to one Helena Marks, because you are also
No.
not in a great position.
Yeah.
What is it that keeps Helena Marks going?
Honestly, it's just her obsession with survival. She's the last person remaining from her family. Everyone else is dead, she wants to keep going to keep their memory alive, because as long as the memories of them are in the world, then they are.
Would you roll a resolve resist?
One die. I got a 5.
It's a success. How much stress are you missing?
I only have 2 left that I could mark.
Fill in 1 as that Molotov goes off. That flesh moving to defend itself, causing some of the liquid inside to hit it, splatter across the ground, and splatter back up, catching some backlash from the flames. As you have to quickly pat them out, and it is searing past your clothes into your flesh. But the thought that you are the last memory of that family just fights through, rip off the clothes, throw them to the ground. And you hear your companions climbing back onto the train. Take a look back and you see that it's going. They are simply waiting to unlock the brakes and the train is gonna go.
All right. I guess I hurriedly run back over to the train in nothing but my underwear and run inside.
Covered in just blackened blisters of flame. You see Snipe just running in, shutting the door behind, able to engage the engine, undo the brakes, and feel the entire train just jolt for a moment, and then start to go. With that monstrous flaming beast getting yanked and drug behind. It has no more mouths to cry out, but it is slowly just torn and whittled down as it is pulled behind your train car. Finally, we'll have a moment to breathe.
I fucked up. I fucked up bad. I tried to throw a Molotov, and most of it got on me. Ow!
I'm going from person to person to person, even though I'm probably still bleeding profusely, and patching everybody up.
While Mama Texas is doing that, I go over to her and I have on my character a med kit. Let me make sure I have up what it has in it. It has enough painkillers and antiseptic for one survivor to ignore the effects of harm until the end of the run.
Ooh, yes.
And just say, it seems like this will be good in your hands.
Thank you, darling.
Beautiful.
Thank
Make good
you.
use of it.
I know you will. You always do.
And I will burn the last of my stress if I need to make sure that everybody survives this. I don't care if I do.
Yeah, I mean, you have time now with the train going. You do feel the occasional speed bump, but you are safe.
Is this considered downtime? Because that way I can use my organic mechanic and everybody gets a free recovery action.
It will be, but Boots, you did get hit by an infected. Mama Texas, you got hit by an infected. I think that's it. The two of you roll your prowess resist. This for the infection.
Five.
Man,
5.
a
Five.
6 and a 4. A 6, and so I have to take the lowest, I think.
Both of you fight off the infections. Nope. With that, you have some time to breathe. You have technically entered downtime. time to rest, to heal, to regroup, to feed yourselves, to catch some much needed sleep, as your train, your mobile base, is just going to slowly make its way around the tracks. I think
Yeah.
with that, everyone surviving. You can call that a
Barely.
successful game. Barely.
Yeah.
Two
That
of
was
you.
intense.
That was intense.
That was very
oh my
good.
God. That was a great game, everyone.
Well,
Jeepers, creepers.
had you not offered to simply power through, let it hit you, and go for the attack, it was going to try to take you down, immediately turn to Mama Texas, take her down, and then immediately turn to Retro and go for just the triple kill. But you weren't having it.
Boots is a little hero at heart. Boots really wants to be.
All right. With that, I want to say thank you to the lovely cast and crew that I got the pleasure of working with tonight. Y'all were fantastic. Blades in the Dark is so much fun. It is such a great narrative game. Just, if you haven't played any of the Blades in the Dark hacks or Blades itself, highly recommend. But also thank you to our lovely viewers that came to support us. Thank you to High Shelf Collective for coming and rating us and bringing us your amazing community so that we could share all of this good zombie horror with. But other than that, I want to give everyone one final chance to tell the people who you are, and if you're working on any projects people can check out, if they can find it. Starts once again to my immediate right with Dave.
That's me. Hi, I'm Dave. Like to play games here and run games myself over at Hangman's Gate RPG, but it's a weird time right now. Follow it on Twitter. If we're playing something, you'll know, but a little bit of get everything in real life in order moment, but everything's horror focused there, so if you like this, well, that's what we do all the time.
Fits in great. All right. That brings us over to Jason.
Hi, I'm Jason Pryor, writer, game designer, and general curmudgeon. You can find me at OtterPoet on Twitter, and I'm currently working on a project called Divinity Lost. Hopefully that will be done quite soon. Appreciate it.
Ooh,
Appreciate your support.
very cool. All right, so that brings us down to Kian.
Hello, everyone. I am Kian. I'm on Twitter at uptight_Chiffon. I have been Boots with their baseball bat full of nails. I will be hanging out with Lost Caravan next week, doing the Merc Forge run with Fleet. I'm super excited about that. And then the week after, I will be playing Icon, DM'd by Hoop. I'm also super excited about that. And I am in the ongoing Devereaux's campaign playing Ren, or Ashen Sworn Elf made from Volcanic Rock. So if you hadn't had a chance, definitely check that out. But yeah,
Your kitty litter of a body.
yes, Ren is doing their absolute best, okay, guys? Boots was far more effective than Ren is usually in his session, so this has been great.
All right, over to Lonnie.
Okay. Hi. I am usually on Lost Caravan, sometimes on, well, as of Wednesday, we'll be on High Shelf Collective for the first time. On Wednesday, and then on some recurring Wednesdays for probably like 4 or 5 weeks, I'm in a Cyberpunk Red campaign. Wow, can't talk. Over on High Shelf Collective, but also on the 28th, and then also on the 11th of November, I am in 2 different Wild Sea campaigns, both on Lost Caravan, both with 2 different groups, but excited about both of them because one of them is getting the gang back together from our first run, and another one is with some totally new people that I'm really excited to work with. And it was awesome working with everybody today too. I'm glad that this worked out with just like a few days of like, you know, just figuring out something for the weekend. So yeah, that's me.
Yeah. And then over to Sin.
Hey y'all, Crimson Galaxy, that's Krimsin, because I'm not me without a little bit of sin. My pronouns are they, them, she, and they, and you can find me on Twitter at sin_gal, where I post about most of my games and stuff. As for where you can find me over the course of the next week or so, on Tuesday I have a brand new game starting up that's going to be a limited run series called The Squid Menace over on Alakazam's Arcane Abode. On Wednesday, typically I do have Tales from the Flood, but we're on like a mid-season break till the end of the month. Then later on Wednesdays, also, we are going to be heading into our fourth session of the Lost Mine of Phandelver, where I am like literally turning it into a heavy RP thing, where my character is just like really cool and uses my custom subclass that I built. It's the first campaign playtest of it. So I'm excited about that one. And then this Thursday, I'm so bad. Horde of Tales. I'm gonna be rejoining for the second session of a game called 12 that is about witches and their demons, and the witches and demons are both player characters. It's really great. And then on other Thursdays, every other Thursday, I have Call of Cthulhu over on So Maddie Games, the Call of Cthursdays. So not season 7 that's this Thursday, but season 8 that's next Thursday. And I think that's all I got for you.
Yeah. And of course, I'm Andrew, your storyteller for the evening and for most evenings around here. I had an absolute blast. I love Blades in the Dark so much. The creative freedom that it gives players is unreal. It is so, so good. But if you do want to roll some dice with us in the future, keep an eye out on Twitter for our casting calls at Lost Caravan RPG, or you can join our Discord. Link is down below. Big old button that says Discord. It's just where we hang out, where we post all of our casting calls, our schedules, and where we just generally be giant nerds. And we absolutely have a blast. Yeah, tomorrow we have some Lancer. Tomorrow morning, actually. Super early game. But it's going to be stressful because we're getting chased by the military who have attack helicopters. Yay. Other than that, I think our friends over at Girls Run These Worlds is still live. So I'm going to throw right over to them. But before I do, just want to say, be good people, do good things, we heckin' love ya, and we'll see you next time. Buddy.
Sure.